No man should have to go through this. No man should have to endure the pain. Men are taken out their home every day. Innocent men just like this one. 60% divorce rate took men out of their homes. College admission gender bias took this man out of his home. The gender pay gap took this man out of his home. These men are facing homelessness right now. But with your support and just 50 cents a day, we can save them. Please go online or call this number and join the Save a King Fund for Humanity for only $15 a month. For just 50 cents a day, you'll deliver emergency relief, passport, and life-saving support to these men who could be homeless without it. Don't wait. Pick up the phone now.
There should be no glitch on the thumbnail. The thumbnail should just be the face of a black man. It is a stock photo that I found on the internet. So there shouldn't be anything glitchy about it. It's just a stock photo. But I'm going to go ahead and turn on my camera. So you're not going to see, you won't see the stock photo anyway. You'll just, let me move my mirror out the way because I got my mirror sitting right here. You will just see me on camera anyway, because now I'm on camera, so we're going to get to it. But I think that we need to have this discussion. I've had similar discussions about it in the past. And the reason why I said it yesterday for today was because I wanted to give people time, whoever saw it, of course, whoever ran across it, I wanted to give those people time to maybe think about what they feel that Black men bring to the table, whether or not we need them. Because I've heard a lot of Black women say we need them for various reasons. They'll say it's a laundry list, but then the only thing that's actually coming up is the creation of Black children. And I already know that that's the only reason Black women want bandits, essentially. And that's because they don't provide anything else. But the reason another reason I'm doing this live stream is because y'all know that I be playing around in dust on Instagram. Let's just be real about it. I be playing around in dust. There's a lot of posts on there that I made comments on, and I've been in discussion with a couple people back and forth. One of the discussions that I've been having is this discussion focused around, and I need to find it. Why isn't this showing me what I need to see? Maybe I need to pull it up on my phone. Because y'all probably know the post that I'm talking about. Instagram be tripping, by the way, y'all. Sometimes on the computer, because I realize Instagram is a mobile phone based app. So whenever you deviate from the mobile phone, it just doesn't show everything that it needs to show online. So let me get in here and look up the post, and then I'll email it to myself, and I want to show y'all. I've already shown it to y'all briefly, but I really want us to delve into this, and I really want to hear y'all thoughts. Like I put in the description, I would encourage both Black men, Black women, and women of no color who date them. Hold on, I gotta find this. I would encourage all of them. Why is this not coming up? I don't get it. When this is a post that I've commented on, I'm just going to have to go to on-site. It's on-site and find it. But the discussion of us needing Black men, what do they provide? we hear the discussions of, oh, Black women said they wanted to be independent and y'all embracing the struggle and yada, yada, yada. But we never really discuss the why. And I've attempted to have this discussion on my channel multiple different times. When people have called in the past, they have not been able to really give me a legitimate answer. I realize a lot of people are going to get triggered by this information because when you have a certain belief system and nobody attempts to take you out of that belief system, when it does happen, it can be traumatizing. And so I do understand how traumatic it may be. Okay, here it is. Okay, now I'm about to, let me send this over to myself. Let me just send this to my email really quickly and I'll pull it up. Y'all have already seen it though, because I put it on here. And I want this one, if y'all know what I'm talking about, this is what I'm talking about, this post here, if y'all can see it. This is the post that, I kind of want to make like the driver of this discussion. And soon as it comes to my email, then we'll get into it and we'll discuss it. But what you typically hear is a bunch of people saying, well, Black women said they're independent, they don't need no man, and that's why we're not about to protect them. We hear that a lot when it comes to protection. We hear them talking about, oh, well, Black women don't deserve protection. You said you wanted to be strong, independent. Really, that's a smoke screen to kind of get around the fact that bandits have never protected anybody, not even themselves. Gmail is real slow with these emails. Let me save this. Because then maybe I can get it through Instagram. Okay. No, I'm trying to put this in my saved. Okay. Let me look on Instagram and see if I can find this in my saved stuff. And then we're going to get back to it. Sorry, y'all. I don't know what they did with it. The link usually comes up in my notifications because of how many comments are on here. Where is my stuff? Okay, here we go. All right. Here we go. I'm going to share this with y'all in a minute. I'm going to let you hear what the man is saying. But an in-depth discussion on this really needs to be had. If for no other reason than clarity to other Black women who have been, I want to say both gaslit and deceived, because you're gaslighting when you tell someone that you're not going to protect them because they wanted to be strong and independent, when the reality is you've never been protecting them or yourself. And that's just the truth. Bandits are not lending you protection not because you said that you were strong and independent, but because they are cowardly. They are afraid. They've never been able to effectively protect themselves or their communities. So they're not able, if anybody can protect themselves, they can't protect you. Okay. They just can't protect you. So you saying that you don't need them is not because you don't want to be able to rely on them. It's because you can't. They forced you in a position to where you've had to do everything for yourself and them. Not only have you had to carry the community on your back, but you had to carry them too. All of the advocacy that Black men get, they're getting it from Black women. All of the praises that they get, they're getting it from Black women. They're not getting it from other races of women. And this is why, this is part of the reason why I wish that Black women would just walk away, because they already know that these women don't have their backs. I want them to see the absence of any of these women speaking up for them. Like, for example, how you have Kim Kardashian out here who's getting absolutely nobody out of jail. Black women actually are. The two attorneys who are getting people out of jail, Kim Kardashian is not one of them. She is not an attorney. She has absolutely no legal clout at all. She is a reality TV star. If saying that Kim Kardashian is getting people out of jail is literally the same as saying that I can get people out of jail. I have the same amount of legal clout that Kim Kardashian does. She is not an attorney. She is not doing work. She is not getting it. She ain't got one black person out of jail yet. But there are 2 black female attorneys who were working with Kim Kardashian where she was putting money behind it. But she does not have the legal qualifications or relevancy to get anybody out of jail. The reason I say that is because you'll have scenarios that are present where black women are doing the work, but then you'll have other women like Kim Kardashian getting credit for it. You have black men and black women running around talking about how Kim Kardashian has done more for the black community than ABCDE black person. Mind you, Kim Kardashian has yet to do anything for the black community. In fact, all she does is takes away from it. She siphons off black women's image and she benefits from it. But she has yet to do anything for the black community, nothing at all. She's done nothing. She hasn't gotten one person out of jail. So I want bandits to really see who's doing for them, who's advocating for them, who needs whom, because you don't need them, but they damn sure do need you. That's why they running around with these tangents, advertising to you janky situations where you will be their provider and their protector while they pretend to be leaders, but they've done nothing for you. And they know that they need you. That's why they put out these messages and continue to do so that are designed towards keeping you in this situation. You're elevating, they're staying stagnant. And they see that this sink is chipping. They see that this ship is sinking. They already know that they're not projected towards any upward mobility, but they're watching you do what they should be doing. There's a lot of jealousy here from these males. They're looking silly in society. They can put out whatever narrative they want to, but at the end of the day, the larger society already knows who's being productive and who isn't. They already know who's elevating and who isn't. So bandits can sit up here and say whatever they want to. The world sees black women doing the work. The world sees black women taking care of the children and the community and carrying it on their back along with black men. The larger society sees that. The only people who are believing that bandits are doing something are black women. The only people who believe that bandits are needed rather than expendable are black women. The only people who see them as desirable mates are black women. Please understand that. You can pull up any study you want to, and the women are not going to rate black men as good mates. They're not. They may say they want to jump in the bed with them. They may say they want to get a good kink off with them. That doesn't mean they prefer them to other people, though. You will never see any study, any data, no numbers at all that's going to say that black men are highly desirable to anybody but black women. You won't see it. Ebony K. Williams sat up here and said that as black men age, their desirability grows. I tried looking for that data. It does not exist. The only thing that I've seen is in comparison to men of no color, bandits are seen as more masculine, but not more attractive. So they are not seen as more attractive to anybody, and they know that. Because you wouldn't have a desired group of men who are running around unable to deal with rejection. You don't have the most desired groups of men popping off and assaulting women who don't want them. That's not how desired men act. Desired men don't strike out among every single woman in their country and then say they have to get passports to go overseas, because none of the women in this whole entire country apparently are willing to treat them the way they want to be treated. So at the end of the day, they're telling you that they're not desired. They're telling you that they're so undesirable in this country that they have to get a passport and go prey on disenfranchised women who they will have to pay to pretend that they are desirable to. Anybody is desirable if you're willing to pay the people who you want to see desire. They desire your money. They don't desire you. Yes, bandits, in the study that I read, bandits were seen as more masculine, but not more attractive. A lot of people think masculinity has to do with outer appearances too, meaning they're more muscular, they're taller, they have deeper voices, things of that sort. Masculinity isn't just your energy or that you exude. Masculinity has more to do with that. Masculinity is really just characteristics and traits of a man. So if you see bandits that have deeper voices, they're taller, they're more masculine, they're more muscular, those are characteristics and traits of men. So therefore, they would obviously be more masculine than the males that outwardly do not have the same characteristics that they do. But when it comes to manhood, no, they don't exude any type of manhood at all. They exude no manhood. None. In fact, they're completely dependent on another male group. They are completely dependent. I want y'all to understand that. The only issue that they have with welfare is that they think that welfare isn't for them. But if they can lay up on welfare, pretend to be a leader while being dependent on another male group or another woman, they'll do so. They'll do so. So I'm saying that loudly, clearly now that you don't need them for anything. There isn't one thing that bandits have that you need them for. Absolutely nothing. The reason you don't need them is because they don't provide anything. See, bandits got life twisted or they're just dumb because need can only be established a certain way. People don't need you just because you exist. Your existence alone is not, it's not substantial for a need. Just because you're here. And bandits are basically saying, well, I exist, so therefore you should need me. That's not how things work. Need is established through provision and dependence. That is how need is established. If you provide to somebody to the point that they are dependent on you, then there is a need that is established there. For example, in order for bandits to get a job, they need men of no color. In order for bandits to have clothes on their back, they need other groups of people who have created them. In order for them to get any type of money, any type of fame, any type of elevation, they can't get it within their own community from their male counterparts. They have to go outside of the community and get it from another man. Even the wealthy ones in terms of jobs. Go look at Byron Allen's employee roster and tell me the race of them and how his employment practices aren't in alignment with men of no colors. The very system that they complain is disenfranchising them. Well, when they get any type of power within that system, they do the same thing. Sabrina 9556 said, I wish celebrities would stop promoting settling on lowbrow men. They will stop promoting you settling on lowbrow men when you stop promoting that you will settle for lowbrow men. That's the reason why they're doing it, is because Black women have put out a message publicly, and they continue to, saying that the man doesn't have to have money. The man doesn't have to buy you a real ring. If you go after a man and you think he should be able to be self-sufficient or bring any money to the table, then you're a gold digger. Black women have put that message out, and they're still putting it out. So what you advertise that you are willing to accept is what people are going to advertise to you. You don't see them sending those messages to any other group of women, and they wouldn't, because those women have already established some form of standards. You as a man has to bring something to the table. They don't care one thing about you calling them a gold digger. Black women are the ones who promoted that they will date down. You've shown it in your behavior that you will date down. You ostracize other Black women for having standards and wanting more. So that's why they're sending those messages to you. We have to understand cause and effect relationships, and it kind of sounds like Black women are not understanding cause and effect relationships. When you send out a memo to the world that you have no standards and you will accept anything, that is exactly what people are going to promote to you. They're not going to promote more because you didn't say you require more. They're saying, well, hey, y'all are desperate. You want a Black man, so take him at his worst, since you want one so bad. And I just want to know, when I drop the link for you guys to come on here, because I don't think I'm going to do the call in. I don't think I'm going to do the call in. I think I'm going to drop the link, and I'm going to take people in the order that they came on. And what I want to know is, number one, what do we need Black men for? These are the things that you're going to come on here and answer. You don't have to answer both if you don't want to. You can just answer one question. But one of these questions need to be addressed when you get on the line. One of them need to be addressed. Do not filibuster. Do not beat around the bush. Come on and get exactly to the point. You can tell us your name, what you want us to call you, and then get to the point, because there usually is so many people on there. We don't have time for anything else. So when you come up, you can respond to either, what do we need them for? What do we need Black men for? Since they're running around saying it's a problem that you don't need them, then surely there is something that they provide. There is some level of dependence that they have established through their provision of you. And I want to know what that is. If you think that we need them, I need to tell you what, then if you come up here and you tell me that, yes, we do need Black men, then I need you to tell me, what do they provide and what level of dependence have they established? Because need cannot exist without provision or dependence. So if you come up here and say that we do need them, there's going to be 2 follow-up questions given to you, and I'm going to need you to answer them straight. I don't want filibustering. I don't need to know your life story. I don't need you to run around the block with it. Don't tell me all your dating histories or give me examples of them. Not because I don't want to hear them, because we don't have time. The other question is, what is the appeal of these bandits? Because Black women sit up in comment sections and they'll say, oh, it's only a Black man for me. Oh, I'm only going to be with a Black man. They're not even nice. They're not nice, they're not pleasant, they're not respectful, they're not committal. They don't like Black women. They sit up and talk about how much they don't like you. They're abusive. We know this from the data. There isn't one group of women who is speaking favorably about these bandits except Black women. So I need to know what the appeal is. Why do y'all like them so much? Why are they worth competing for? Why are they worth losing all your wealth for in a marriage? Why are they worth your health and your sanity? Because this is going to relate to the need. Because surely you're not running around desiring somebody who has nothing to offer you. Surely you're not doing that. This is to get Black women to think about why you desire this group of men. Because I'm convinced that you run around not even thinking about why you desire something, why you want them, why you think that you have to be dedicated to them. Why? If you say to sustain the Black race, I'm going to need to know why you think the Black race needs to be sustained in the condition that it's in. Okay? So Nikki Lynn said, this is a loaded question. It's really not a loaded question. It is actually a simple question. And if you think that it's a loaded question to ask, what is the appeal of Black men, then you don't need to be calling in because the discussion is above your head. It's really not a loaded question. It's very simple, very basic. It would be the same as somebody asking me, what is the appeal of makeup or hair? I can run down a laundry list of why I like it. Asking you why do you like Black men is no different than asking you why do you like heel boots? Why do you like flat boots? What is the appeal of it? And you should be able to justify it. If you can't justify it, then you should be thinking, then you should revisit their level of desirability to you. If you think it's a loaded question, that means you don't have an answer for it. It's a very simple question. Because if I was to ask you, why don't you date men of no color? I'm sure you could run down a laundry list. So it would be the same thing as, why do you like this group of men? If you can't think of anything, then you like them based on their Blackness. And you should just say that. If there's nothing about their character as a group, if they don't provide anything, then that means you just like them because they're Black. It's very valid, very simple. It's not a loaded question. Anybody who think it's a loaded question, just don't take the link. It's that simple. Just don't take the link if you think the question is too above you to answer. But I'm going to go ahead and drop the link. And again, like I said, the rules are, come on here, introduce yourself, answer the questions, one or the other. You're not obligated to answer both of them, but if you call in, you need to stick to the topic and you need to answer at least one of the questions. Either answer, what do we need them for, or why do you like them? What is their appeal? Here is the link. I'm going to pin it. We're not doing the phone line. We're doing the Zoom link. You don't have to be on camera if you don't want to. I'm going to put that out there too. You don't. Now, if you get to trolling, I'm going to make you cam up. Even if you don't want to, I'm going to request on here that you turn on your camera. If you get to acting up, if you get to trolling, if you get to doing anything trying to filibuster or dissipate the energy, then yeah, I'm going to need you to get on camera for that. Because we don't do cowardliness here. So let's get it in. Let me get Lena. Hi, Lena. Did you connect to audio yet? Hi, Lena. Okay, so we don't have all that. So I'm going to have to move past Lena if you're not going to say anything. I'm going to drop you off. Going once. Going twice. Lena.
Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay. Hi, I was going to do the second question. I hate to admit it.
Do you mind turning down your background noise? I don't know if you have it. I don't know if you have the YouTube playing, but.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. I hate to admit it. Why I find them attractive. I know I shouldn't. I just know better not to, pick according to that. But physically attractive. I think it's natural to like people that share some of your similar features, brown skin, hair texture, tone, height. I think that's natural. So is it right? Should we pick them because of that? Maybe not, but they are attractive. And I think that's fair. Or how do you feel?
Okay, so basically you like them because they're Black.
Physically, the way they look, they're good looking to me.
Right, but physically their looks is related to them being Black, right? Black people have a certain phenotype. You mentioned their skin tone, things of that sort. So it's because they're Black? Okay, so basically you like them because they're Black.
Yes, I have to agree. I'm sorry.
They're good looking. Okay, someone came in. When you guys come in, mute, please. So that your background audio isn't getting to everybody else. Please mute when you come in. Thank you. So Lena, you said basically because they're Black and you find them attractive.
Yes.
And is that worth all of the negative traits that they have?
No.
So when you think about them being Black and that being the only thing that you can come up with as a reason for wanting them or desiring them, does that sound like the appropriate way to find a mate based on whether they're Black or not, especially when you understand that they have a ton of negative qualities too? Because just like they have a certain phenotype that comes with them being Black, they have a certain pathology that comes with them being Black men too. And that pathology is not good. It's a very negative pathology that's been noted by everyone. So what do you think it says about you to observe their attitudes and everything that comes with them, knowing what the Black community looks like? It's not just in this country, it's globally, but knowing that you like them and you find them attractive only because they're Black.
I know it's wrong. I feel bad, but I think how I mimic, I know I'm probably get dragged, like at white women, how they move. So I kind of follow their playbook. I use it as a kink. Like
you're not following their playbook, because what white women will do is they will date a Black man and extract something from him. They will get something out of him. They'll either get some kind of fame, like we saw the Kardashians, money, things of that sort. So I don't think that you are, and that's whether they think they're attractive or not. Like if you look at the Kardashians, do you really think that they hold Black men in high esteem, or do you think that they know that they can come up? There's a benefit to them that they get from dealing with them.
I think that they can come up. I feel like they look at them as a pet, and I look at them as a kink. Like how some white women look at black men as a kink. That's how
Yeah,
I'm.
no, they do look. So do you not date them? You just kind of look at them as a kink and you get your rocks off and keep it moving.
Kind of like a
How does that
kink.
work?
I kind of look at them like a kink, but I also try to pray one day I might find a unicorn, you know.
What would a unicorn black man be? Because if you're praying that you find a unicorn, then you hold them in way more high regard than women of no color do. I can tell you that already. You don't think of them the way that women of no color do. If you think that you want to hold out and wait for the unicorn black man that everybody is looking for, but ain't nobody found yet.
Mm. I guess maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's what
Have you is your options open, or are you only looking for that one black man?
my options are open. I consider myself a swirler, not a divester. Like, if I can find someone that fits my criteria, then yeah, it wouldn't matter color.
And what is your criteria? What is your criteria?
I would like someone that is intelligent, kind, financially stable, someone who's a protector, thoughtful, committed, and would actually be committed to me and kind of put our relationship and and myself, in like a high regards, or be protective of it.
And what do black men promote that they want? When you hear black men online, what do they say they want? What do they say they value?
Degeneracy.
Right. So if you know that they don't want the same thing that you want, why would you be looking for a unicorn when you're not going to get that out of the black male community? If there's certain things that you want, you look where you can get it from. You can't get that. It doesn't sound like you're going to get that from black men. And it kind of sounds like you recognize that you would not get that from black men. You wouldn't.
Yeah, I'm praying. I see one or two once in a while that's doing good, that's married, and that are good and committed to their wife. But a lot of times I've seen them because they don't have they wasn't socialized in the black community. Like their peers
How
were.
do you know they're good and committed to their wife just because they're married? How do you know they're committed? How do you know they're not cheating on their wife?
That's true. I can only go by them and their wife and what they say or what they know. The wife, I'm friends with some of the wives, and they're saying, oh, they're good and blah blah blah. They didn't have any problems. They've been married for 20 years and stuff. So I'm thinking, yeah.
How likely is it that a person who's been married 20 years has had no problems in their marriage? How likely is that?
Not very likely, because the longer you are, the more likely you to have mistakes. And
You're right. So these married women are lying to you. Even with the best of two people, you're not going to be married 20 years and not have any problems. So you're dealing with women who are lying. I really think that you should really think about your attraction to black men, because it sounds like you want something that they are not going to offer, not even to their preferences. Notice that women of no color don't come out talking about they got out of black men what you think you're going to find in this unicorn man. Girl, they get the same thing, dick and dust.
Oh, wow. I'm sad. I'm just starting to think maybe just not get married, just be happy. Like,
but why wouldn't you get married when you know there's other groups of men out there who actually value marriage?
They are, but I think
you don't want to get married if you can't marry a black man.
No, I guess the older I get, the more marriage just loses its value to me, because I know I'm on the older side. I'm in my 40s, and I always used to say this saying, if they didn't help me change any diapers, I'm not changing theirs. So when I'm like, because really, like, would I love them that much? Like, let's say I meet someone at 50 and 60. Maybe I'm a trash person, but like I meet them and then they're sick like the next year or two. Have they invested that much where I really want to stay around and take care of them all like that? I probably wouldn't. I have to be honest with myself.
Yeah, I think you should really reevaluate what it is that you want. I think you should reevaluate what it is that you want and be honest with yourself on where you're going to find it, because your values are not in alignment with what I hear Black men saying that they want. It's not in alignment with it. And in order for you to have a successful relationship, you're going to have compatibility. Compatibility is very important. Actually, it's one of the top reasons people get divorced, because they're just not compatible.
Mm-hmm.
You're not compatible with Black men. I've already said that Black women are not compatible. As a group, Black women are not compatible with Black men. And based off what you came and said, you're not compatible with them, but you're still holding out for that unicorn Black man because you think you're going to find it, which makes me believe that you still may be a little fantasy driven, not really accepting who Black men are showing up to be and what they're saying that what they value. And you're choosing to believe that they can embody some characteristics that nobody has seen them embody. That's what that tells me. Whenever somebody says they're looking for this unicorn, that means you're waiting around for a fantasy to happen. And if you're already in your 40s, I'll be 40 next year, so I'm not age shaming, but we get older. Do you think I'm about to be sitting here thinking about a unicorn Black man, or do you think I'm about to look for somebody that I'm compatible with, regardless to the color of his skin?
Look for somebody compatible.
And that's what Black women should be doing. You should be looking for somebody you're compatible with, regardless to the color of their skin. And you already know, you can look around your community and you already know that there's not many Black men who really fit your qualifications. There isn't. And the ones who do are not looking for Black women. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Cyn.
It's just some food for thought. Ultimately, you do what you want to, but that's just what I think. But thank you so much for coming up here.
Okay, thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Millie, you can take yourself off mute.
Hi, I should be off. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, fantastic. How are you, Cyn? I hope you're well.
I'm good, thank you.
You're welcome. I'm calling, well, if you don't mind, I do have a question for you, but I'd like to make a few comments about my background, just so it's everything within context.
I mean, you don't have time for that. I'm putting on the 3-minute timer, so I'll give 5 minutes each. I'll give 5 minutes each. So we have a 5-minute timer. Mm-hmm. When your time's up, your time's up.
Got it. I understand. Well, really quickly, I'm Black. I'm a light-skinned Black woman. I'm about Mariah's complexion, lighter eyes. So I've always been acutely aware that Black men do not like Black women, because the first thing that the Black man would say to me was how much he liked my light skin and my light eyes. That was the first thing out of their mouth. So I'm very acutely aware that, or I've always felt an awareness that Black men do not like Black women for the most part, just because of how the comments that were directed towards me. So I've always found myself not understanding the loyalty that my fellow Black women have toward Black men because of what I've seen. And I had a dark-skinned Black father. He passed away, and he was a quote unquote good Black man, and he treated my mother like garbage. He well educated, all that. I want to know, in your opinion, what is it going to take for Black women as a group to come to the realization that Black men have not earned the loyalty that, by and large, they, even if they don't realize it, that they have resentment toward Black women, that a lot of them don't like Black women and put whiteness on a pedestal? What do you think it's going to take, by and large, for white women as a group, Black women as a group, to recognize and realize this and form a cultural shift?
Okay, so unfortunately, it's not interview Cyn hour. You're supposed to be coming up here to answer one of these questions.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Either what do we need them for, or what do you find appealing about them? Because you can answer that question by just listening to my regular content.
I understand. So I'll go ahead and answer the question then. I'm sorry, I came in a little bit later. I didn't realize that was the topic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I want to ask it again too, because I do see people are coming in. More people are coming in, but go ahead.
Yeah, definitely. So I'll answer it really quick, and then I'll let you move on. The short answer is nothing. I make $72,000 on my own after taxes. I live a very peaceful life as a single woman. I enjoy my friends. I enjoy my time. I see my fellow sisters around me who are in relationships with Black men. They're getting cheated on, STDs. They're unhappy. They're making them single mothers. That to me seems like a living hell. I don't believe that we need Black men for anything, except if you want to be miserable and you're a masochist, then you need them for that. But that's about it.
Yeah, no, I don't think we do it either. I really do want some people who think we need them for something to call in. I really hope that they do, because
Yeah,
I'm with you. Like they don't, there's nothing that they provide. So nobody could validate a need, because Black men are dependent on Black women and they don't provide anything. So the two the two factors that will be needed in order for there to be a need established are just not there.
Yes, and I've watched some of the Dusty Manosphere videos where they talk about, well, you understand what they talk about. And I keep, I'm in my late 30s, we're almost the same age. I keep waiting for this misery and desperation that they keep talking about to set in, and it's not setting in. My life only seems to be getting better. So I'm trying to look for the misery and the desperation and all this stuff that they keep talking about. Because as far as I can tell, being a single woman with a comfortable income is better in the United States. So I really don't know what they're talking about. So I'm still waiting for that to happen. It hasn't happened yet. And I have 2 dogs. And I'd rather die with them than die with the Dusty.
It's not going to happen. They're projecting. The reality is women don't die alone, men do. It just is what it is. You're not gonna be lonely and desperate because you're single. Single
Right.
women are happier and have more money than married women. They live longer too. So what I'm
free as well.
trying to tell you is
Yes. Well, my apologies for not sticking to the topic, but stay blessed. I hope you're well, and just keep doing what you're doing and telling the truth about Black men. I think it's really important because, again, I have a certain point of view, having had the lighter complexion, where I know for a fact they don't like Black women just by the comments that they've geared toward me over the years. And I love to see you waking up other Black women who don't have that perspective and don't really understand that all of this Black male worship is very futile. So I'm going to let you go. Again, sorry for not sticking on the topic, and I hope you continue to do well. Take care.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Amber, you're up.
Hey, Sin, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
I'm excellent. So I know you want more people that disagree with you. I'm so sorry. I got it here early, but my opinion, absolutely nothing. I'm sorry about the background noise as well. My opinion, absolutely nothing. As me getting older, I'm at 34 now. I don't see it. I don't breathe it. I don't smell it. There's no evidence that they're doing absolutely anything. Oh, they're aesthetically pleasing, and that's barely. That's even if you get a good one that takes care of themselves. You can find aesthetics anywhere. White men, Asian men, Indian men, just outside of the culture, basically, is what I'm stating. But to answer your question real quick, nothing. Look elsewhere, level yourself up, keep it moving. But thanks, Sam, for your time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, let me get the next person that I saw on here. A.E. Edwards, I believe you're next. A.E. Edwards, going once.
I am so sorry. I didn't know that I was in queue to be answering any questions. I just wanted to listen in. So I'm not sure how I can participate without using Zoom to get on, if you can help with that.
Because I'm live streaming on Zoom, you would have to get in through Zoom. There wouldn't be any other way to. You have to do it through Zoom. But you're here now because we hear you. So which question did you want to answer? You could answer both of them if you wanted to.
From my experience, nothing. I was married 13 years, got married at 23. I'm about to be 39 next year. And I had a spouse that did the switcheroo. What he presented didn't turn out to be what he was. And we are, and he is someone from a different culture, South America. That's where we're both from. So With someone being influenced by the American culture, I can take in addition to some other mental issues that may have been underlying and really doesn't come up until males are older in age. I would say nothing. Women need to work on their degrees. I'm telling that to my 14-year-old and my son. So that's my
Okay,
two
so you
cents.
think there's nothing appealing about them, or they don't provide anything, or both?
All of the above.
Okay. Okay, definitely. Queen, you can just jump in whenever you want to. If Queen is New World Terror, she can just jump in whenever she wants to. Donna Dad can too, because I'm familiar with you. Sorry, is certain people I'm really familiar with, and I've been on panels with them, so I'll allow them to jump in when they want to. But thank you so much for your feedback. It doesn't sound like there's anything appealing to you, and that's and look, I don't want people, and I'm not accusing anybody of doing it, but I don't want anybody to feel like they have to come on and answer how they think I want them to answer. You can answer completely how you think you answer, whatever you believe. If you believe they provide something, if you believe that there's something appealing to them. I mean, anybody can, of course, say some of them are physically attractive. Now, a lot of them are slamming into the wall more because they don't take care of themselves, but some of them are physically attractive. We do know that. There are some Black men who are physically attractive. So we don't have to give the answer of their physical attractiveness, because we do know that that's there, other than their physical, other than how they look. What is the appeal to them? What do they provide, if anything? Why would we need them? And if you think that there's something that they provide, if you think some of them are nice, feel free to say that. I would like to know which ones. But you don't have to answer with what you think I would want you to answer with, or what you think the appropriate answer is. Just answer how you would answer, whether you think they are appealing or not, or whether you think we need them for something, even if it's genetic material.
Well, I can tell you one thing they're good at:
What?
showing the world what foods look like. They're doing an
Yeah.
excellent job at that.
I mean, they don't provide nothing though. I don't see them being the thing of it is that I'm trying to figure out how Black women got this reputation for being these angry Black women, when the angriest group of people on the planet who show they're angry are these bandits out here. But they don't get caught angry. Like, they literally don't get caught angry, although they're tail tagging the entire community, putting hands and feet on everybody, but they're not being caught angry. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't.
Well, I know one thing they provide.
What is that?
They provide their derelict behavior. Hear me out. I'm making a point. I'm gonna give you an example. My mother was a computer scientist, right?
Mm.
When her and my father divorced, she actually went back to school, and instead of a master's, she went and got her PhD and started working for NASA. If it wasn't for half of them being trifling, I don't think that we would get up and do what we do and become the most educated, the highest paid, the most entrepreneurial, because they literally put our backs against the wall. If it wasn't for their dingy, dusty, derelict behavior, you know what I mean? We'd probably be housewives, which is a mediocre existence. My grandmother was one, and it was terrible.
Black women were never housewives, so I don't think that would be the case, and that's not a need. What I'm asking is, what do we need? What do we need them for?
Can I answer that?
Nothing.
Well, I had one back in the day that used to cut my grass pretty good. I did need him, but I don't. As collectively, I don't see a need. I don't understand what the big hoorah is about having a Black man and Black babies and the obsession. It's weird to me.
I really wish the bandits who like to run around here saying Black women said they were strong and independent and didn't need no man, I wish they would come up here and tell us what we need them for. I really wish that would happen. I don't think it will though. Kay, it's you're up, Kay.
Yes, how you doing, Cynthia G? Sorry,
Hi, how are you?
I want to say that I'm Black American Muslim woman. I was born and raised Muslim. I'm in my early 50s, and I saw a lot of derelict behavior within the Black American Muslim community, and I was raised Orthodox Muslim, not with like the Nation of Islam. I was raised traditional, and by the time I was in my late teens, I kind of figured I didn't want to be married and I didn't want to have kids. And what I saw during that time, it just was like right around late 80s, early 90s. It seemed to me like I looked around me and all I saw was young Black American women with babies and small children, like of my generation. And it just seemed like it was a wasteland. I didn't see any point or purpose of marriage or even having kids, even though that's a big part of my religion. And, some 30 years later, I don't regret the decision that I made back then. It seems like, I remember being in my late teens and I felt like when I looked up the road into my life, I kept feeling like even if I got married, somehow I was still going to be a single mother. I just saw it clear as day. It seemed like it didn't matter what I did. I was still going to be in a situation of difficulty. So I'm good where I am. I'm happy I didn't make that decision. I don't regret it. And I just feel like I had a better life. So,
okay. And which question did you want to answer?
Oh, I'm sorry. The one that I feel like what you're saying that I don't see what need. I feel like there is no need that is provided. I feel like I've had to do for myself. And I had that feeling of since I was in my early teens that I would have to do it on my own. I have to get educated on my own so I could provide for my own. Like I've had that sense, I think majority of my life, I don't think I ever had the sense of someone caring for me or, providing for me. I've never had that feeling. I even had the feeling for briefly, like, okay, if you go to college and you get the degree and you get the career and then you go get a Black man, right? Like then you will be worthy possibly of getting a Black man. I remember thinking that briefly, like I would say right around my early 20s and mid 20s. But then I had met a couple of men and they were trash. They were trash. So I think that kind of woke me up and I just saw like they were not go-getters. They were not interested in really, they would put forth a facade. It's just like someone said earlier, they act as if they are one thing. And then once you get to know them after a few months, you realize there's nothing there. It was just a mask. Behind the mask, there is nothing. And I saw that it seemed like all through my 20s and 30s, seemed like a lot of them, like that movie title, They Cloned Tyrone. I didn't see that movie, but the title is perfect because that's where I felt all through my 20s, 30s, and even 40s. It seemed like I keep meeting the same type of Black man over and over and over again, but just a different mask, a different face, but it's the same person. Like that was something that was really weird. Like there's no real variety or diversity in their personalities, and it's weird. That's something I found weird as hell, and it still goes on. And I knew one guy that was in my mid 20s, right? And then in my late 30s, I met
hold on. We can't go down the rabbit hole of our experiences with every man.
But what
we have to keep it to the question.
I'm saying that I made two different guys at two different decades of my life, and one was in his mid 20s, another one was in his mid 40s, and it was like I had met this exact same person, and I started saying, how can I meet the same type of person in two different states and two different decades of my life? It was just so weird. And I thought it was me. I really thought it was me. And I said, wait a minute. I thought the best of them. And I said, when I met them, so I said, no, it's not me. And I really started to see, no, I don't know what it is, but it's like they have the same type of mindset and they don't deviate. And sometimes I think it's a spiritual curse. I think the ones who respect themselves.
We have to wrap it up.
Okay, no problem. I had to say,
like there's a long line of people who are here and a long line of people who haven't even got in yet. So
but I said what I had to say. I just decided 30 years ago not to do it. And I don't regret it. And I didn't find a need then, and I don't find a need now. So,
all right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Okay, wait a minute. Let me go over the rules again. Let me just go over the rules again because I know people come in. When you come in, all I need is your name and what question you're going to answer. You're either going to answer both of them or just one of them. We don't need a background story. We don't need to know about every man that you've dated. We don't need to know about your family members. We don't know. We're constrained for time. If you don't want to answer the questions, or if you can answer it quickly, after you answer it, please click off. but we have a time, we just don't have enough time to go over everybody's history, everybody's dating history, everybody's story, all of the men that you've dated. We don't have time for that. So the rules are simple. Jump on, tell me your name. What question are you answering? When you're done answering your question, please click off. If we
Can
can
I
just,
say something real quick? Stan?
yeah, go ahead.
That the thing that the last caller mentioned about the curse thing, that's an excuse. The only way a person is cursed is if they accept it and live by it. It's clear that that's an excuse. Black men use that as an excuse. Oh, we have poor behavior because we're cursed. You're not cursed. And if you are cursed, you cursed your damn self. Stop acting derelict. It's that
It's
simple.
a way to absolve them from responsibility too. Like if you say somebody they're cursed, then that means they're acting out of an affliction that somebody put on them, not doing what they're doing out of their character. So
Exactly.
I agree with you too. I do.
Yeah, we have
I
free
don't think
will.
this is a curse that they're under, and they've been
No.
running around saying they Israelites and this is the curse. So they just couldn't. They're trying to place divinity on dust. That's all they trying to do.
Yeah. Exactly. And we have free will. So if you curse, that means you want to be cursed. And it just as simple as that.
It is.
Hey, Sin, I just wanted to say something quickly.
Sure.
So when it comes to what, because I agree with you, but just to play devil's advocate, I think what Black women need from Black men, based on what I've heard in all my 20 going on 21 years of life, is just Black dick and Black kids. Because when I hear,
but those are needs. So needs are necessities, basically. Needs are your necessities. Like Black dick is just not a need. It's not. Is sex a need? Yes. Technically, sex is a human need because it's through sex that you repopulate. But you don't need it from just one colored dick. Like that's not a need. So
yeah, I agree with
we're
you.
talking about needs.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. But for some reason, like even when I was
you
taught
bitches
as a kid
are
to like
angry.
worship,
You're angry. You're lonely. You're barren wombed. You sitting up there in other women's hair. You wearing.
We don't have time for that. We don't.
okay.
That's what I'm gonna start doing because I don't have time for that. Like he in the wrong area anyway. So I'm not doing it.
He's confused.
I was like, that's so random.
What the hell?
Yeah, so I want people to know that was your example of what I'm gonna do if you start trying to troll. I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna cuss you out. I should, but I'm not going to. I'm trying to be nice today. We could go there though. That's the person that I would have told to camera, by the way. By the way, that's the person that you talking like that, you need to turn on your camera. Let's look at how you look. Since you want to come on here and talk about what people got, other people's hair or whatever, okay, fine. Cam up then. I ain't even saying you can't pop up off like that, but if you gonna be popping off like that, you go do it while showing yourself. You're not gonna be hiding behind the camera talking about what other people got going on. You're not gonna be doing that. Anyway.
Can I answer the question?
From the way how I was taught growing up,
It's not your turn yet, iPhone. There was actually one person before you. It's actually V Polk's turn, but you would be next, iPhone. You would be after V Polk. It's not your turn yet.
All right,
Dash, go ahead and finish saying what you were saying.
Yeah, I'm gonna finish quickly, then I'm gonna go. From what I was taught from, all my 20 years of life of worshiping, I agree with you. We don't need sex from just Black men, but that's what I was like taught. I don't believe it, but that's what I was taught. Because for some reason, Black women just feel like Black dick and Black kids are needed for whatever reason. They just feel like it's a need.
Well, and technically it is. It can be seen as a need. Like if the community was constructed differently, if you want to repopulate and you just want to repopulate Black people, then that technically would be a need. But in this type of scenario, absolutely not. Sex with Black men is not a need. You can want to do it, and we get it. We get why you will want to. But that's not a need. That's absolutely not a need. I'm talking about food, water, housing, protection, like safety. things of those sort, the necessities. And maybe I need to tell people what I'm talking about when I say a need. A need is something that essentially you will perish without. If you don't eat food, you will perish. If you don't have a water source, you will perish. Because of the elements, if you don't have housing or some kind of coverage, you will perish. Because we live in a capitalist society, if you don't have money and you can't get the necessities that you need, you will perish. So these are things that are directly related to you sustaining your life, not having not getting off recreationally, because at this point, that's you wanting to get off with somebody for recreation purposes. That's not a need.
Yeah. If we're
Candidates
going
are
off of
running
just
around saying that you said you don't need them. And you don't, because they've made themselves expendable. But I don't understand why there's a complaint, because women are also saying this on that Fox News station when they did a panel after that woman was hit in the face with her brick. One of the Black women came up there and said, oh, well, Black women said they don't need a man, so we have to watch what we say. And suggesting that somehow there was some protection there, and then we start saying we didn't want it, and then the protection was removed. That's not the case. There was never any protection to begin with.
Yeah, I agree with you. Based off of needs, then we don't need them for anything. That's just reality. I know people don't like to hear it, but it's the truth. But that's all I wanted to say. Bye, Sin.
I'll make that too.
All right, V Polk, it's your turn.
I think that I'm Black span, by the way, but I don't think.
So no. V Polk is next. Whoever have the name of V Polk, you are next. That is the next person.
That's me.
Okay, so it's your turn. Go ahead. And what would you like to be called, and which question are you answering?
Black span, and I answering the question as to what do Black men provide.
What do we need? What do we need from them? If you say what we need for them, that automatically means they provide it. So if you state the need, you don't need to say what they provide because it comes automatic. What do we need them for?
Nothing. I mean, we need them to step up to the mantle of manhood. That would be nice, but we don't necessarily need that because we've been surviving without them for so long.
Yeah, so then we don't need them. We don't need them to step up to the mantle of manhood. Actually, them stepping up to the mantle of manhood would be more beneficial to them than anybody else.
Yeah, that would be more of a want. Yeah, we don't need them for anything. We provide our own provisions. I can go to another Black woman and get a job if I was self-employed before I can go to a Black man and get one. They own nothing. They have nothing. So there's nothing. not a damn thing.
And for the people who are waiting, I'm going to bring you in. Hold on for a second. I don't mean to disrupt you or be rude, but I just want the people who are waiting, who I haven't let in yet, because I know y'all can hear. I'm going to let you in. I'm just waiting to kind of get down this list of people who are already here so that I don't get your positions confused. But as soon as I do that, I'm going to let all of you in, which is quite a bit. We actually have more people waiting to come in than who are actually in. So I just don't want to get your position confused. So I'm just trying to get the people who are in. I'm trying to get them out, and then I'll bring y'all in. But V Polk, is that all you wanted to say?
Yeah, that's all I want to say. And I do miss if you got smoked for seeing Colleen. I know they were stressing you out, but they were hilarious. My daughter was 14 when she started watching you. And if I tell you, she is hell on wheels now. She's in college and high school at the same time, and she ain't worried about no boyfriend.
Well, so I might be doing another smoke show soon. So just for shits and giggles.
You used to let the Dusties have it, and we used to be over here cackling like old church women.
It's been a minute since I've done a smoke show. Definitely.
It's been like 2 years. I have to go back and look at the old ones.
Yeah, it's definitely been over a year. I knew that for sure. I don't know exactly how long it's been, but it's been at least a year before since I've done those. But we'll probably get some more. But I do appreciate you coming on, though.
All right, thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and leave so someone else can come up.
All right, you take care. iPhone, this is your turn now.
Yeah. Hi, finally. So I will say that you need Black men.
So you introduce yourself. What do you want us to call you? You don't want us to call you iPhone, I'm sure.
Yeah, you can call me Honey.
Okay, we'll call you Honey. And then you're answering the question of what we need black men for?
Yeah, you need black men for to be a father to your children or a child if you have one.
But if you don't have a child with a black man, why would you need a black man to father your child?
I mean, as a woman, I mean, your goal is to have children one day, right? To have a legacy for in this world. I mean, what else are we here for? Like, what do you think we're here for? I mean, just to work and die.
So
Wow.
that's besides the point. The
Yeah.
only people who would, and then that wouldn't even be a need because we can already look at how black people have survived growing up in homes without their black father. So that's not a need. It's not a need.
But try not to be
Perish.
negative.
Right, but I'm just trying
Children
to
who don't have a father end up
hold
in
on.
prison.
Hold on,
Yeah.
honey, give me a second. We're talking about needs here, necessities, things that you will cherish if you do not have.
It's a need. Being a father is a need.
Okay, so point to me so point to me the group of black people who have perished, meaning died, because their father was not in the home.
I mean, you're seeing it right now. I mean, a lot of children are in jail.
I see if you see the children, then they have not perished. Do you understand what I'm asking you?
It's not
If
about
the children are still alive, then that's not what I'm talking about.
It's not
But if
being
their children
alive
are
or
alive, but
dead.
they're in jail or disenfranchised, how does that mean that?
It's not your
You know.
turn yet. So mute yourself unless you want to get booted off. It is not your turn yet. Wait your turn. Honey, go ahead.
What I'm saying is children who have both their father and mother turn out to be good citizens or good human beings.
We know the statistics around it. This what you're discussing is not a need. So move on to something else because this is not a need. And you have not substantiated. Are they better off? Yes. Are they psychologically more sound? Yes. Are they less likely to enter into the prison industrial complex? Yes. We already know all the data. We've talked about it. Are they going to perish if the man walks out of the home? That is what I'm asking you. Will the children drop dead once their father walks out of the home? That's what I'm asking.
Most of the time, as a single mother, you will struggle.
No, they don't. No, you're not going to play on the line. You're not going to play on the line because now I'm getting irritated. The answer is no, they're not. They're not going. I'm not going to let her finish a thought. And don't come into my chat box when somebody is filibustering and tell me to let them continue filibustering. I will not. There has been zero child that has dropped dead when their father walked out of the home. And you won't sit up here and insult my intelligence by suggesting it. You're not going to. What do we need them for?
Okay, that and as well as money.
Hey, no. If you say it's that, I'm just gonna. Okay, goodbye, ma'am. Because I'm not gonna do this with you. There's too many people waiting. I'm not gonna sit here and play these games with you. You know damn well ain't no kids drop dead because their dad walked out the home. Knock it off.
That's the man.
It's like you're not gonna play, and you're not gonna be in my comment section asking me to let a person who's playing complete a thought. I won't.
Oh God.
Moon goddess. Which
yes, ma'am. Hello, Cynthia. Hi, Cynthia.
I want y'all to know Cynthia stands for moon goddess. That's what my name means. Moon
I'm
goddess.
here. That's me.
Okay, moon goddess.
I agree with you, but I want to make this interesting. So I'm gonna do my old character when I was all about the brothers. So okay, I'm gonna tell you why we need a black man. I'm about to come into Lexus. This is Lexus. We need a black fathers in the home.
Oh, girl just said that.
Yeah, we need a black man because it's about black love and black family.
Okay, well, we don't need that. So can we get the real Can we get the moon goddess, not the previous?
Okay. You want me to leave her alone? I'm gonna say one more thing.
Just go
And you
ahead
know,
and leave her where you
okay.
found her.
You ain't feeling her. Okay, yeah, she gone. I was just bringing that character. Girl, we don't need them. They have the headache. Yeah, we don't need them for nothing. I used to think that because I was all on that activist black power stuff, but it's not about color, really. It's not. It's really not about color. It's about it.
Curious. What did you used to think we need them for?
Girl, I was all on that. I'm telling you, I was on that activist black power. It's about the black family. I'm talking about I was one of them go hard, wouldn't date nobody out of my race. I'm telling you, I had so many opportunities to date different varieties, but I was sticking with the black man. I was just sticking with the black man. And you know what happened? I had my own child tell me this. My child told me it's time to throw in the towel, Mom. And he's a man.
Oh, wow.
My own son told me that. I'm being real. My own son.
How did that make you feel in the moment? Because for your kid to tell you, and he's a black male himself, that it's time to throw in the towel. Like, well, what did that do to you when he said that?
It just made me reflect on some things and think. He said, "What have you gotten out of all this loyalty in? You sticking with these men, you know, the man you stuck with, you married one, you stuck with him, you put him through school, you really put him in and then what did you get out of it? My own child, yeah, it really made me feel like I wasted my time like a damn fool.
You know what? That was probably a message from the spirit realm that they sent through your son. They were probably like, just let her know this through her son that you need to move on, ma'am.
Yes, that's sad. It's sad that it took a man, my own child, to tell me that. Yes.
Wow.
He said, I'm a black man and I'm telling you this. He said, I don't feel safe around them and I don't trust them. And I understand why y'all feel like y'all feel. He said, I get why y'all black women feel like y'all feel because it's sad. It's sad how they abandon the children. It's sad how they treat the women. And it's sad that you can't even be a little girl and be safe around them either a lot of times. And this is a man.
Yeah,
I said, well,
you know what?
Something right. I did something right. Raising him, I did something right. Yeah.
But you know what? This is New World Tarot. Let me tell you something. I got 3 sons, and you know what? My reality check came from one of my sons as well. He said the same thing to me that your son said to you. He was like, Mom, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I was too loyal.
Talking about.
I was too loyal. I mean, I was on that, it's all about the black man. I'm going to stick by the black. I mean, I was one of those activists, go hard, black power, that type of
thing. When I first came on here, that was me too. In fact, I wouldn't even, I would do content about black women who were dating out. I would do it about black men too. I was even with it. But when I first came on here, I was all about, we should support the black men, stick by them, help them to elevate, just the mentality that we're conditioned to have, that ride or die, undying loyalty, everything begins and ends with the black man. That's the mentality I had too. I had that too. And I had to be taken out of that.
Black male worship, they raise us that way. And religion don't help, the religion. We take that religion as a black people, we take it too far.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep, we do.
Yeah, we do, man.
Colin, was it you that were trying to speak? That was trying to speak when the other woman was talking?
Correct.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, were you done, Moon Goddess? Because I don't want to bring anybody in.
Yes, ma'am, Cynthia. Thank you. Appreciate you for letting me up in the chat. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Thank you for coming on. I appreciate you coming on and giving us that insight. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. You're welcome. Going back. I'm dropping down. All right.
All right. Go ahead, Colin.
Okay. So,
which question do you want to answer, or do you want to answer them both?
Yeah. I'll talk about both. Okay. So, I've been listening to your responses to people trying to advocate for why black women need men and black men in particular.
Are they trying to advocate? Were they trying to advocate, or were they?
Either it was devil's advocate or if it was them questioning, etc. So
So let's have a conversation. Who was advocating for black men? Which one?
I mean, I don't remember these girls' names. I was just had it on my table, sat down, and I was listening to the conversations.
Because I heard a bunch of filibustering.
I mean, hey, yeah. Anyway, so what I was trying to say is that your metric for a black woman needing a black man is the necessities that a human being needs to live. Correct?
The need is the need. I mean,
I'm just saying, is that what it is?
Here, let me make it easier for you. What, if anything, do we need black men for? Now it's a much broader area that you can work
be alive, genius.
If anything, what do we need them for?
Wait, say it again. Sorry, someone interrupted.
And whoever made that comment, you were not calling, so you need to go on mute or I'm gonna boot you off. That's the rules. Don't talk until it's your turn. Save what you gotta say, and then you can say it. But you're not gonna talk while Colin's talking. Don't be rude. Give people the respect that you want. Go ahead, Colin. You can finish.
I didn't understand your question just now. You made it broader, but I didn't hear you.
What, if anything, do black women need from black men? What do we need them for? For anything in general?
No, I want to see, like, what is your distinguishing factors for a need?
I'm giving you an open distinguishing factor. I'm giving you an open one. Anything, because it sounds like you didn't like the necessities. We know they don't provide that, so we'll get into the realm of anything. I'll make it easier for you.
I mean, if that's the case, then black men don't need black women either. That's what I'm trying to say.
That's not the topic. I disagree, but that's not the topic. I do disagree with you, but that is not the topic.
Oh my God.
Erica Williams, you are next. Don't worry, Erica Williams, you are next. That's why I let them in, because it was only you and Colin. So you are next.
What I'm trying to say is that using your metric, that means no one needs anybody.
Oh, use your metric. Then use your metric. No, it doesn't mean that. Use your metric.
Yes. I mean,
use your metric and tell me what we need.
One, I don't have a metric. Wait. One, my metric can't be applied to everybody else's measuring system, though. You understand? So you're trying to tell everyone else on your call or on your stream that black women don't need black men because all black men have to provide for women that women want or need, they don't have. And it's like, okay, that can be used against black women all the same.
I didn't just say the necessities. I said there's nothing that black women need.
No, you said.
Let me be very clear with you, because I don't want you to be confused, because this is not that confusing. And so far, you're the only one who's come up here and is confused by what I need.
No, I'm not.
So let me hold on. Let me be clear.
I don't want you.
Colin, I'm gonna let you talk. Let me be clear what I mean.
It's not characterize me though. I got it. You go.
Let me be very clear with what I mean. I mean, black women don't need black men for anything. Nothing. There's nothing that we need you for. I'm saying that. That's my position. My position is that we don't need you at all for nothing. If you're saying that you have a different position, then you would just come in and you would tell me what we do need for black men.
I say that so I just want to make sure that you're not using that necessity stuff, because that can go both ways. You know, that's not really the point.
It really can. Stop trying. Colin, stop trying to turn this into a discussion about black women. This is about black men. This is the second time you inserted what black women provide in a discussion that ain't got nothing to do with what black women provide to black men. We could have that discussion. Listen to me. Even if we had that discussion, you would just lose too. So stick to telling me what do black women need from black men.
I am not trying to make this about black women. I am trying to understand that if you're using a metric, it has to be applied across the board. But it cannot be applied across the board.
You're filibustering, so you don't have to answer the question. Colin, can you answer the question or not? Because if not, I'm just going to have to let you go.
So using your metric, black women don't need black men. Correct.
Use any metric. I'm telling you to use, Colin, use any metric. You can use your metric. You can use my metric. You can use a template metric, whatever. Just Answer the
So
question.
now, if I bring it back, if we bring it back to the point that the other young lady said about Black fathers being in the house, etc., and you made it clear that okay, even if a Black man is in the house, the Black kids are not going to die as soon as the man leaves. Are
They
you trying
don't
to say
need a
that?
Black man in the house. They
Are
need
you
a
trying to?
man. They don't
Are
need
you
a
trying?
Black man. They need a male influence. It doesn't have to be Black.
Are you trying to say that it only matters if the kid is alive? That's
Well,
what you
what
said
I'm
to her.
saying to you is, if we go to a necessity, then yes. If we go down to necessity, then yes, you would then need to prove that Black children are dropping dead when their father walk out the house. That's what you would need to be proven if we go to necessity.
Is it not a necessity for kids
If it's just a regular metric,
is it wait. Is it not a necessity for kids to be productive members of society and not be disenfranchised?
It's not a necessity for children to have their biological fathers in the home. No, it's not needed. So I'm gonna say it again.
I asked a specific question.
And I'm answering you specifically.
No, you're not. You're answering a question.
It's not a need. Hold on. Colin, stop talking over me. It's not a need for a child's biological father to be in the home. No, that's not a need. Now, you got your question answered. What is the rest of it? That's not a need.
How is that not a need?
Because they don't need their biological father in the home. They need a male presence. It can be a male presence, a male influence. It does not have to be their father.
Substantiate that?
By data, do the research.
What are you using to substantiate that claim?
Data. I'm data. Bye, Colin. Bye. Because I'm not going to.
I'm just saying to say it.
Bye, Colin. You don't want to answer the question. You want to be dusty. So I ain't got time for you. You can.
Listen, let me tell you something. That man right there is so delusional. I don't even know what to do with myself. I almost threw my phone across this damn room. He said, this man said, you need the father in the home, but Black men walk out on their children more than any other nationality of people. Is he crazy?
So would that prove you need a father in the home? That would prove you need a father in the home. The ones that are dying.
No iPhone, you're going to mute up. It is not your turn. Mute yourself. And don't do that again unless you want to get kicked out. You over here ready to talk. But for the Black men who are calling, you need to figure out a way to contain your emotions before you need to figure out how to do that. Because you don't get to keep disrupting people. Everybody comes on here, they mute, they wait their turn, but y'all want to sit up here and cut in, acting like children. Contain yourself until it is your turn. Either that, if you cannot contain yourself until it's your turn, then leave. Those are your options. Either contain yourself until it's your turn or just leave. Because you're not going to dissipate the energy. You will get your chance to talk. But you ain't the only person who's here, and you need to stop acting like you are. It's not your turn. It's Erica Williams' turn. Did you want to hold on for a second? Hold on for a second. Queen, did you want to finish what you were saying? Because you were talking first before somebody rude got off of mute and jumped in, but they weren't.
Yeah, I just want to say, okay, Black men always coming about with what do Black women need, but like, come on, y'all need us to get the earth. Y'all need us to change our diapers. Y'all need us to breastfeed y'all need us to take care of y'all. Stop playing. Like, for real, like, seriously, if y'all gonna call in, can y'all at least think about what y'all gonna say before y'all just getting y'all emotions and start acting crazy? Like, come on now, stop it. Without Black women, a lot of them single, a lot of y'all wouldn't even be here. You wouldn't even be in existence. Y'all daddies left a long time ago. He went to get some milk and never came back. Stop playing. Yeah. That's data.
That dude, he couldn't, Colin didn't have an answer. So he decided to filibuster the whole time. It's just that simple. He was wasting time because he didn't have an answer. That simple. Erica Williams, you're on.
Hi, Stan. How are you?
Hi, sorry about that. I'm good.
That's okay. It's a lot going on nowadays. So I want to answer to what do I find appealing to Black men? I don't find anything appealing about this generation of Black men. And I'm saying this generation because I can't talk much about the ones I didn't grow up around. But they do not like to be held accountable for the dismantling of the Black community, the Black family, anything. All of their talking points are about what women have done, how they're on, public assistance, but then they never hold themselves accountable for thinking about, well, you know what? This woman may had to do what they had to do because me as a Black man, I stepped out of the household. I didn't want to be accountable for my own child. So I just don't like that part about them, that they keep throwing things at Black women as if Black men should not take a part of raising their families. Black men should not take a part of building wealth in their communities. I do not like that part about these generation of Black men. That is something that I find is not appealing at all.
No, it's not. And,
That's all I got to say.
And the ones who came up here literally prove that too, because they you can't even contain your emotions. You no impulse control. It's like a child that keep hitting their unmute button and they got Tourette's and want to just keep on displaying their uncontrollable Tourette's. No, you go control yourself up here. You go control yourself or you won't be here. It's just that simple. But go ahead, Erica. You can finish what you're saying. I'm gonna go to
okay.
I'm gonna go to
I just think that it's so easy now for them. And I can blame, some Black women for allowing it to be easy for them to say it was the woman's fault that, they didn't, they weren't allowed to be a father. I get that they are, able so easily to do that because some of us as Black women, we allow the degeneracy of their behavior to dictate how our lives is going to go. Meaning if we're going to have a baby by someone who is not financially responsible, someone who have shown us with 3 and 4 different baby mamas that have warned us, hey, this guy has done this to me, but you continue to go on and have kids bound. So I get how they think that it's easy for them to not be held accountable, but it's unappealing when they don't hold themselves accountable and like to throw it on women. I don't like that. Like to, women shouldn't go to school and get a degree. They should, be at home. And I think that's unappealing to put the head of household responsibilities on Black women. I just think that this generation of men are weak. They're very weak. And that's all I got to say.
Okay. Thank you, Erica. I'm gonna let iPhone come on here and so-called torch me. Because you seem like you want some smoke. I got a feeling somebody about to leave with their feelings hurt.
Yeah, you said what do Black women need?
I didn't say take yourself off mute. I didn't say take yourself off mute. You need to wait until it's time to take yourself off mute. You need to wait.
My bad.
It is your bad. Don't do it again. This was the second time you did it. Just don't do it again. Now, since iPhone wants some smoke, I'm gonna go ahead and let him get his smoke, but you better answer these questions too. And you go answer them before you get your smoke off. In the minute that you seem like you filibustering, trolling, and if you got anything that you got to say rah-rah, you go do it on camera. And you go do it on camera because I'm gonna turn your camera on. So I want you to know that the minute you get to popping off, if I feel like it's something that you need to say on camera, I'm gonna turn your camera on. Go ahead, iPhone.
That's fine. You said you answer your questions first, iPhone. You said what do Black women need Black men for? To create more Black women. How you gonna create more Black women without Black men? And
we don't hold on. You asked the question.
Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
With the most recent scientific advancements, we don't need males to create children.
That's a lie. Those studies are years. I can go and look up the study right now. Those studies are
you don't know what study you don't even know what study I'm referring to. So
years. You're talking about the one that says you can inseminate yourself with an egg or an egg with the Joni, like you can inseminate yourself with an egg.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Okay, so okay, could you explain a little bit more to me?
No, because we don't got time for me to explain.
Okay, well,
just know, hold on. Just know that we do not now in 2023 with the recent scientific advancements, we know it can't prove it's a lie. And why you can prove it's a lie on the back end, but for now, with this conversation, since you're talking to me, and I know that we don't need males to procreate.
That's not how it works. That's not how an argument works. You have to have valuable.
All you need is an egg to create.
You need proof. That's not how.
No,
Okay,
I
I'll
don't.
move on.
I don't. You need proof.
I'll move on.
You need to prove it to me.
I'll move on.
Okay, good. Move on. Go ahead.
I'll move on. The second thing is, and this is just like I said, you're talking about as if all Black women are the most innocent people in the world. Do you know Black women have a 50%?
Why are you? This is not about Black women. This is about what Black men provide.
It is because you're
iPhone. Get out of your feelings. iPhones. Get out of your feelings. And I need you to answer the question directly.
I already answered your question. Now
you have two questions.
You're interrupting me.
Hold on. You have two questions that you came up here to answer. I'm interrupting you because you sound like you're confused. So I'm trying to help you out. There's two questions that you need to answer. You can choose one of them or you can choose both. One of the questions is, what do we need Black men for? The second one is, what is appealing about Black men? Those are the questions. You get to answer those questions.
I'm not a woman.
Do not get to insert Black women in here where Black women don't need to be.
But there is. Because a relationship is a two-way dynamic.
Can you answer the question?
A relationship is a two-way dynamic. You just can't put all the bad on Black men and all Black women. It's a two-way dynamic.
iPhone, can you answer the questions or do I need to boot you off?
I answered the first question, right?
No, you didn't answer it. What do we need?
I did. I said Black women.
What do we need Black men for?
To have Black children and to create Black women. Your studies unproven.
We don't.
You do though. Your studies. Okay, so I said, can we move on to the next question?
Anyway, we don't. So whatever. But sure,
can we move on to the next question?
We don't need Black men, and we definitely don't need Black men to create Black women.
That's your opinion.
No, it's
not scientifically proven.
It's scientifically proven. But go ahead and talk about.
A lie.
Go ahead and answer the next question. It is scientifically proven.
Okay. Let's move on to the next question, please.
What is appealing about Black men?
I can't answer that because I'm not attracted to Black men. I'm a man. I'm not attracted to Black men.
Just because you're a man don't mean you're not attracted to Black men.
I'm not. Ma'am, all I can tell you is I'm not attracted to Black men. Now, can I get back to what I was saying before I have to be cut off?
Okay, that's fine. So you already answered the first question. You can't answer the second one. So it sounds like you should just be clicking off at this point.
No, it sounds like you don't want me to get my point across because a relationship is a two-way dynamic. It never goes one way.
Because you want to talk about something that does not matter.
Black women.
You want to talk about Black women, and I'm not going to let you switch the discussion to Black men, to Black women. Sir.
It literally makes no sense. A relationship is a
that's fine.
Dynamic.
So listen, iPhone.
In the conversation.
Okay, I'm going to mute you right here. iPhone. I get that you're used to being in a sector where Black men get to deflect and talk about Black women when they're asked a direct question about Black men. You do not get to do that here. You don't get to do that here. This is not about whatever data you think you about to bring up on Black women. This is about what do Black men provide to Black women. If you cannot answer that question, and it seems like you can't because you want to talk about Black women, you need to take your ass to the manosphere where they're talking about Black women. This ain't that discussion. The only time you need to bring up Black women is when you're telling me what Black men provide to them. If you cannot do that, then you're going to have to get your ass on. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get your ass out of here if you can't answer this question. Can you unmute yourself and answer the question?
I can answer the question, but first, I'm just confused on how can you talk with people with so much disrespect when I've done nothing but respect you, but you expect men to respect you. That's crazy. Look how you're talking to me, but it's all good though. I'm not tripping. It's all good though. I'm not tripping. Like I said, and to your scientific, and to like I said, I'm never tripping about.
We've moved on from the first question, iPhone. You said you can't answer the second one. Why are you still here? You sound like you got something you want to get off your chest.
I do not. It's nothing I can get off my chest because this is a one-way conversation.
So then why are you still here? If you answer one question, you can't answer the second one. You don't got nothing to get off your chest.
You can cut me off. I just enjoy it. You're a nice looking woman. I enjoy your you can mute me. I'll just listen in.
Can you just put yourself on mute so I can move to the next person?
I can.
Okay, thank you. We appreciate that.
Girl, these angry, confused ass derelict men is something else, child. This is something that this shit gonna go down.
But she can talk out of turn. That's crazy.
I'm telling you, this is gonna go down in history.
For real. Kendall Crenshaw, I'm about to bring you up, but can you turn off your camera as you're smoking? You can't you can still do it, but you just can't do it on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you so much. But go ahead and take yourself off mute, Kendall.
Hello, Miss Cynthia G, and please do forgive me for smoking my black and mild. I do apologize about that. I'm so sorry.
I'm not trying to like control what you're doing, but you know how YouTube is. They just went over a whole bunch of my videos and turned them all yellow, so they tripping. So I'm just trying to make sure they don't want to trip hard since they already tripping.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And I put it out too. I hope you're having a lovely day. And I've been following your channel for quite some time, like back in the 2018 days. So I just wanted to say, great job. I'm still so proud of you and your sisters for the Sisters Talk. Long story short, if I may speak as an individual, as a Black man, I do apologize if it's not the majority, but as an individual, the only thing I can say that we as Black men try to provide, darling, is maybe hope and faith. And I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, as an individual, if I may speak for myself, darling.
Black women get that from Christianity, though.
Yes, ma'am. And you're right. That is true. If not hope and faith, it's just, I'm so sorry. I just want to give support. And that's the only thing I was able to think of to express. I just wish to apologize about the other Black men and how we do get mentally unbalanced and how we cannot express our facts or opinions at a grand rate. So I just want to say, I hope and faith, with my faith from the Lord's hand, that as a Black man, I can still express hope and faith to Black women. But I'm still so sorry to all Black women.
Do you want to answer the questions? Because we don't need more hope and faith. There's plenty of that wafting around the Black community, smelling like stale shit. Can we talk about the actual questions? What do they provide? What's appealing about them?
If I may be honest with you, Miss Cynthia G, I can't answer it. I don't think Black men provide anything. And how Black men treated me personally, they're not really of a light factor of sunlight. I hope I just personally hope as an individual, there's an involvement. And I'm sorry, I'm not able to answer the questions. I just wanted to give support to your channel.
All right. Thank you so much, Kendall. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.
All right. Bye.
And you know what? That's the real tea, though. For real quick, that's the real tea. A lot of Black men need to admit that they are the number one target of most Black men, and their lives is more in danger because of other Black men. That's what they don't want to talk about.
No, they don't. They absolutely don't. They want to be emotional and filibuster, and I just really don't like it. Kia.
Yes. Hi. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine. How about yourself?
I'm good, thank you. So do you want to answer both the questions or just one?
Well, I did want to answer the first one. I forgot the second one, but the first one. So my opinion is this. I don't think that we need any Black man, but I think we need good Black men. And I think, and the reason why we need them is because what's going on in our community is so, is so bad. And, this going back and forth between Black men and Black women. The good Black men who are out there are needed to come and restore the faith in Black women.
Let me ask you something about these good Black men. Because if you're saying we need good Black men, then that means good Black men are providing something to Black women, because need cannot be established without provision. There has to be provision or there's no need. What do these good Black men provide to Black women currently?
So currently, like the caller said before, I'm not super young, but I'm not like super old either. So when she said generations, it might be a generation thing. But good Black men do provide. Good Black men are fathers to their kids. Good Black men share the right values so that can be passed on. Good Black men show their daughters how to filter and weed amongst the trash out here to find good Black men. So that's why good Black men are needed, and they are out there. However, how many of them are there?
How many good Black men are out there, and where do we find them?
Well, I can't tell you exactly how many because I don't have.
No, you have to. You have to.
Well, I can speak from my own experience.
Kia, you're speaking for a group of men who are not visible. You have
Right,
to
but
know
I'm
how many
saying,
they are.
but in
You have
my life, in my circle of friends, they are visible. I don't
Okay, so
surround
here,
myself
this
from
was
anyone.
one of the rules. One of the rules was I don't want to know about your family. I don't want to know about your circle of friends. I don't want to know about your personal experience with Black men that we can't confirm or deny. Those are not confirmable.
Okay.
If you are telling me, because I said currently, I said, what are the good Black men doing for Black women currently? If you are telling me there's a group of Black men who are out here doing something currently, there's no possible way you are telling me that you don't know how many they are and where they're at. You have to
Well,
know.
you mean like an exact count, like 1 million,
Yes,
2 million,
a percent,
50,000?
yes, a count. Give me an account and a location and tell me where they are. And how can we observe them doing what you're saying that they're doing? Because it would be, either the action or the outcome has to be visible. So I'm gonna need you to direct me to the outcome after.
Okay, so I'm from the DMV area. They're definitely here. They're in colleges, they're in universities, they're in businesses, they're starting their own businesses. They're all those things. They're there, but it's not, you have
Okay,
to
so
filter to find them.
how many, what is the percentage of them? Because there's a bunch of Black men in DC. That's one of the places that has the highest population of Black people. It's not the highest, it's the one of them that have a high population of Black people. It's actually known for having high populations of Black men. It was called Chocolate City. So I need you to tell me the percentage of them. What is the percentage of them in comparison to the rest of the population of Black men in DC?
All right, I'll throw a number out there. I feel like 10%.
No, I need the percentage. You can't just throw the number out there because then that means you're making it up. I need to be able to verify this. This has to be verifiable.
I think that would be a little unfair for one person to be able to know every single number of every other people in any category.
Yeah. I'm not asking you to know every single number. I'm asking you to validate and help me verify what you are saying. Anything that I talk about on my channel, I verify it. I show you where I'm getting it from. I break down the numbers. I tell you where I'm getting it from. I tell you the percentage, the location. I'm simply asking you to do the same. Because the reason I have to ask you to do this, because how do I know you ain't just making it up?
Well, I mean,
what is the percentage of them you're speaking?
Tell you by personal experience, but
no,
what I will say to you this: I didn't come to the discussion with statistics on me, so that's why I can't tell you that.
Okay, I have to mute you, Kia. I can't confirm any of your personal experiences. None of them. I can't confirm any of them. That's why I said personal experiences are off the table. Bring me verifiable information. If you are saying there is a certain population of good Black men in DC who are doing A, B, C, D, and E, you should be able to easily answer these questions. Why are you bringing them up if you can't answer? Kia, you can take yourself off mute, Kia. You can take yourself off mute and tell me what is the percentage of these men. How do we find them? How do we track the outcome of what they're doing?
Well, what I can do is, because I didn't come to this discussion with the book of statistics, but I can tell you how to find them. But I can't tell you exactly how many by the number, like just off the top of my head. I cannot, but I can tell you exactly how to find them.
Why can't you tell me how many of them there are if you're speaking for them? You're speaking for them.
Because
you're giving me them as an example. You don't know how many there is?
Well, like I said, I didn't come to the discussion with my statistics on hand. I came to discuss my circle of experience, my dating Black women all my life.
Kia, I'm not asking you for statistics. I'm saying how many are there? What is the percentage?
How many are there would be a statistic, would it not?
Because Kia, if you can't tell me how many there are, then you can't even say there's any. There's no way to prove it unless you give me the number so I can verify it.
Well, let me ask you, do you know the number of statistics of men in the DC area that are bad, the exact number? I'm not sure if you do. I don't know. We can look at
actually we can. We can look at the crime that comes out of DC by race.
The crime? What does the crime have to do with?
That's how you quantify. How do you determine who's bad or good? How do you determine that?
when I say bad, I'm talking about men who leave their families, men who are not good partners, all that. They might not do a crime.
Yes, we can look that up. We can look that up. We can look that up for DC.
Okay.
We can look at the rate of absentee fathers in DC. We can look all that up. But I'm not here advocating for DC men. You are.
I'm just saying when you say there are no,
here's the
what do you
thing.
need
Yes.
black men for, and where do you find them? I'm telling you, like
saying
you said, tell how to find them.
Kia, listen to what I'm saying. I am saying black women don't need any black men in DC, in Seattle, in Virginia, in North Carolina. They don't need none of them. I'm saying hold on, listen to me. I'm saying we don't need none of them. None of them do anything. None of them.
I hear
Even the ones that you're qualifying. No, you don't agree. You don't. Because you just came and said, we need good black men. And then I said, where are they? You said they're in DC. I said, what are they doing? You said they're raising their families. They're showing their daughters how to stay away from. Do you not remember what you said? Because I remember.
I said you can find them in colleges and universities. You can find them in businesses.
Right. So if you can find them in colleges and universities, then you can tell me the percentage easily.
Well, again,
you can easily tell me how many there are. Because I can go to, what college are you talking about? Because I can go look at how many black men they have enrolled in there now. What college are you talking about?
I'm talking about, like, for instance, HBCUs, Howard, Morgan.
Okay, so we can look at Howard. I'll find out how many black men are in Howard for you. It's very easy. And then I want you to tell me.
And then you also have to count for the ones that have graduated, alumni, people.
No, you need to account. No, you need to account for those people. This is your argument, not mine.
Right. My argument is based on the fact that I did not come here with a specific
I'm telling you how to validate your argument. How many black men are enrolled in Howard University?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I would have to go and look at that. But when you said how do you said also the answer, how do you find them? You said how do you find them? I was about to tell you how you find them.
Yeah. Okay.
Even if I don't have the exact number, I can tell you how to find them.
So both undergraduate and graduate is 67.4 for black or African American. Now we can break that down and we can do that. Okay. I gave you a number. It's easy. Are you saying every last one of them is? Because Howard University is 86% African American black. Out of that 87% of black people, what percentage of them are good black men? Tell me the numbers. You're saying you can't get the numbers. I'm showing you it's easy to get the numbers. What percentage are good?
But you do realize how you're phrasing that question. Nobody can come in with those exact numbers that's not even possible unless you know every single one of that 86%. No one knows every single one of those 86%. So how would I know if they're all perfectly good men or not? That's like,
my
you can't even ask
That's my point. You don't.
But I'm telling you,
you don't.
But I'm telling you for what I have seen and what I have experienced being married to a good black man, that they are out there.
No one cares. We can't judge whether your black man is good or not. We can't judge whether your black man.
And that's why I was going to tell you how you find them. But I don't think you want to hear that.
But you're not telling me.
Hear a number.
Okay, you said
I'm trying to tell you.
You said in DC.
I told you how to find. I'm about to tell you how to find them.
You said in DC. Now I'm asking you for the exact amount and where we're at. You said you don't know if they could be at HBCU. Bye, Kaya. Bye.
Good day.
Because you don't know what you're talking about at all.
Wow.
Put a one in the chat box if that was a simple question, because maybe me asking her where they at and how many it is, maybe that is more complicated and maybe I just don't know. But if you're presenting to me a group of men, a population, how do you not know how many is in the population?
Girl, listen, married men are the most cheatingest, disease-ridden, beating up on somebody's population in the black community. Child, please. If she do got a good black man, I'm happy for her.
We didn't even get into that. We didn't even get into how these so-called good married men, those are the ones who cheat the most. Those are the ones who bring in their wife the diseases the most. Those are the ones who sitting their ass in a basement in a man cave, not paying no attention to their kids.
Yeah.
So they're not teaching them nothing. That's the thing. I know what the marriage data says. That's what people are not understanding. I already know what the data is saying. That's why I'm asking y'all, what do the data say? If you're going to bring me Black men in DC, then present me with something that I can verify. That's all I'm asking. Can I verify it? Ria, you're up, Ria.
Hello. Yeah, so I'm from London, I'm not from America. And it's the same situation for us over here. They're not needed at all. I can literally say that. I've seen no use of them at all. If I want to get a job, I'm obviously going to a white man. If I want to get, buy a car, go to a car dealership, I'm going to a white man. There's no use for them at all. I think the only use for them is to uphold white supremacy. They don't want to compete at all. And yeah, there's no need. I'm literally, I feel like I can't believe it. But yeah, they do absolutely nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I really wish somebody would come up here and tell us what they bring. Let me read these super chats really quickly because they've been coming in, and then I'm going to get to the next person. I haven't been reading them. Fruit Farm Factory said, "Damn, Cynthia, the boss queen. I admit I'm a beta sim." Thank you for the super chat. If y'all don't notice, I removed the link because we have 24 to 26 people that we got to get through. And so it's closed for now until we get these calls down, which we probably go have to come back for a part 2 because we got to get through these calls. Wake Up, Make Up Slay, thanks for the super chat. She said funds for BC powder and Coke because you will have a migraine after this call in. I'm already getting a headache, actually. I'm actually already getting a headache. So it's interesting that you say that. Hey, Themis. Themis is delivered. If y'all want to give Themis a warm welcome, please do so. Give him a virtual hug as well. Thank you, Themis, for the super chat. I appreciate it.
Hey, Themis.
Porio said, Sin, I think rambling callers are just excited to actually be speaking with you and get sidetracked. I don't think that they are. I don't think that's what it is. I think that there's people who can't answer the question and want to filibuster, and so they ramble on, hoping that you'll just forget what you done set up here and asked them. They're not there. It's none of that. VPOL, maybe you can get back in, but I need to get through some of these calls first. Ria.
Yeah. So it's just. Did you say Ria? Did you
yes.
Say? Oh yeah. So they're just not. Yeah. So I think it's just white supremacy. So obviously, like 200 years ago, they were needed as slaves. They were needed. They were necessary. Obviously, but there's just so they were necessary back then. But now it's just like, what's their purpose? They're not trying to. And I think you could say that they are still slaves. There's just no. I can't believe that this and it's global. Because I travel a lot as well. I was in the Caribbean the other day, and there was a woman, I was speaking to a black lady in the shop, and she was saying, because a lot of the shops are now run by Asian men, and she was saying to us, like, because we were visiting, like, what's going on? Like, what? I said, yeah, it's happening in England, it's happening everywhere. So there are some black women who can't see it, but there are some who can, and it's just, I don't know what is going on. And I don't understand black women. How is this? This has been happening for hundreds and hundreds of years. How can you not see? How can you not see? I'm just shocked. But it's something for black women to look into, and that's all I can say. But yeah, but nice speaking to you. But I'll let you move on to other callers.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks.
That's a damn shame when your dust done went global, child. That is a shame.
Mm-hmm. It is. It is. When people call in, which they'll call in or they'll comment, they'll say they're from Canada or Jamaica or wherever, and they'll say the same thing, that the males are the same there too. So this is very much a global issue with bandits being bandits. KDS, you're up. And then Nina Church.
Hello?
Yes.
Hello, can you hear me, Sim?
I can hear you.
Hello. Hi, Sim. Hi, Queen. I'm about to say I'm 20 and I am in the military, and you would expect them to have to comment, and they still are trash. Like, they are still disrespectful, and they would like belittle. Like, I'm telling you, every day, and where I'm at, there's always something talking shit about black men. So a lot of like hate.
KDS, which question are you answering?
What you need them for? You really don't need them for it because they are.
You can either answer one of the questions or both of them.
I will answer I'm so sorry, Stan. What you need them for?
Yes.
I would say you don't need them for anything, because even if they're in like jobs that require morality and that require them to be good people, they still are not good people because they really do not like walking like that. When I got to my first unit, they were like talking about, oh, you're too black. Oh my God, your hair is too nappy. Like, they would tell me, you need to do something with your hair when I got an afro. They would like try to make me cut my hair. They would tell me that I'm too black.
KDS, wherever you are, your audio is very difficult to decipher. Your audio is very difficult to decipher.
I'm sorry, the base here has bad connections.
Yeah, you're gonna have to get your connection together because it's very difficult. Like, I can barely make out anything that you're saying.
Yes, I'm so sorry, Stan. It's the base here. Their connection and their Wi-Fi is really bad here.
Okay, yeah, because we're not.
I'll probably come back, Stan.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's very Queen. Were you able to make out what she was saying?
No, not well. I couldn't hear that good.
Yeah, I couldn't either. It sounded like there was an echo. It's like she was in the bathroom. Is what it kind of sounded like. Nina.
Hey, Sen, can you hear me?
Yep, and the timer just started. Go ahead. Which question are you answering? What do we need them for? What's appealing about them, or both?
I know for a fact we don't need them for our necessities. But I would say I would have to need them for staying in like self-hatred and not trying to grow as an individual. I think a lot of times, or I can only speak for myself, but I think a lot of times when I think about the fact of me wanting to hold on to Black men or the need of a Black man, it comes from me not wanting to work on myself or not wanting to like view me as a person, because I feel like I'm both masculine and feminine without a man, you know? And I think when you start to do self-development and all that, and you realize that like you can exist without a man in a more healthier space, like you realize you don't need them, Black or white or whatever color they might come in. But
you might want to rethink that, because your jobs and your housing is provided by white men. Okay, because
my jobs and my housing.
Yes, if you need a job, you're probably going to go to a company that's owned by a white person, right?
Yes.
The person who's signing your paycheck is probably going to be a white person.
Right. I see what you're saying. You're saying like holistically, like.
Yeah, you do.
All the way around.
Some men. You need. The reality is the only people that you need are the people who provide. That's it. You don't need people just because they exist. If they don't provide anything, then they are not needed. The way that you establish a need is through provision and dependence. Dependence is established through provision. Okay, so they would have to be providing something that you actually need in order for you to need them. If you need, like, there's not even a lot of Black clothing designers who create clothing. There's not even a lot of those. There's barely any who run these management companies and housing. They don't run those, so they don't provide them to you. All of your necessities are honestly being met by another group of men. They just are.
So what do you tell the Black men then? Like, what do they do? Do they like just, for those that are, you know, for those
They
of us that are
depend on
raising
the
Black
same
men?
people. They depend on the same group of men that you depend on.
Okay.
It's the truth. It's the truth. They're depending on the same people that you depend on. Did you want to finish? You got 4 seconds left. Did you want to take it or no?
No, that was it. That's all that I had to add. I just agreed with you. I just wanted to know. I mean, a lot of times these discussions go, and I just don't really know what to tell Black young boys. I mean, because it does sound kind of like dismal. Like, just
what do you mean? What you don't know what to tell them? You can tell them to learn how to be independent. You can tell them a lot of stuff. You can tell them how they need to stand up for themselves, how they need to work, how they're going to be expected to be a provider one day. Like there's a ton of things that you can tell them. It sounds like you wanted to tell them something specific though.
No, I didn't want to. No, I'm just saying. I just kind of feel bad because they're hearing this discussion, even with dating and stuff like that. It seems like there's like a big divide, but I think that could be tough.
But
that's all I was just saying.
But that you're essentially trying to shelter them from Black male culture, which is nearly impossible to do because it runs the entire Black community. Regardless to what we talk about on here, a Black male's reality is going to be what it is. And so it kind of sounds to me as that you want something positive to be able to tell them about Black men, although Black men are not doing anything positive, at least not that benefits the Black community. Is that what it is? You're trying to look for something positive to tell them?
Well, no, I was just saying, because I know sometimes that when Black men call in, like the previous callers, they probably feel like they aren't being heard, or their argument or their side is like, I don't know. My son said to me, he's like, Mom, why do you listen to this woman? It sounds like a cult. And I'm like, it's not a cult. These are actually, so sometimes when you hear the truth, although it's the truth, you do want to find, okay, so how do I correct the truth? You know, I get you have to work hard. They have to like participate and want to compete, but that can be difficult when you are surrounded by other people that aren't doing that, when they don't have anything to kind of see themselves in. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I mean, I am speaking for Black men. I'm not a Black man, so.
The cult is actually the Black male worshiping culture. That's the cult. And that's the reason why people get triggered when you come and shift at their cultish belief system, because it is a cult. We have a cult around worshiping Black men. That's why it's very difficult for people to hear something negative or things being said about Black men, like they're not needed, they're expendable, you know, they're nothing as bitches, they don't have any resources. It's very difficult. People in the community have a very visceral reaction to that, and it's very negative because this is the cult of Black male worship. And you better not deviate from the teachings of the cult. But the reality of it is, people can be mad at the truth, is still going to be the truth. The reason they come up here and get triggered is because they cannot substantiate any need for them. They can't validate that there's a point to their existence at all. They're essentially just taking up space and causing crime in the community. That is literally what they're doing. Now, they can change it and they can do something, but if at the male group, you can't think of even one thing that you provide to the women in your community, then you're useless. It just is what it is. Anybody can be mad at it. They're still useless.
So how do you raise them as a Black woman without a good Black man around?
You don't. You stop giving birth. Okay. You stop giving birth to them until the culture shifts. Okay. Because here's the thing. Yeah. Your influence as the mother is the weakest influence that he will ever come into contact with.
Exactly. It's true.
Yours is. Yeah. You know who's got the strongest influence on him? His male peers. They have the strongest influence, and they don't have to be in the house to have that strong influence on him too. His male peers have the strongest influence over him. So even if you can tell him one thing, his male peers can tell him another. Who do you think he's going to go with?
His male peers, absolutely. And he spends most of his time now that he's older around male peers too. So yeah.
Yeah. And
Right, and that's why I'm
interject?
saying. Oh, go ahead, Queen. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to interject real quick because I get where you're coming from, sis. I have 3 adult sons, and as much as tough as I was, as much masculinity I pulled out of me, when I did become a single parent, as much as I kept them involved in things to keep them out of the streets and everything else, at the end of the day, they're going to end up making their own decisions. And unfortunately for us, the women who do want to see a change in the community, who do want the men to grow up and man up, girl, that culture will suck them up, spin them around, shoot them out, and you'll have a son that's Kevin Samuels before you know it, and you had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you, Sen. You guys take care.
Everybody who's coming in, you need to mute and stay muted until it's your turn, please and thank you. Yeah, I think that I think Black women, there's something in Black women that wants to be the savior of the Black man. And I think that manifests when they say, well, what can I do as a mother to raise him to do this? Then you're putting yourself in the position of a savior. You're ignoring the fact that there's a world of influence out there and thinking that somehow you and you alone is going to course correct for this male. And that's just not the case. So that's why when she said, how do we do it? I'm saying don't even give birth to a male son until the culture shifts. Because there's not going to be much that you can do. There's not much that you can do as a mother. Sure, do your best. Sure, try to instill whatever value you can in him. But you're not about to override. As a mother, your teachings is not about to override whatever his male peers are saying. That's just not how this works. Cultural influence is stronger than parental influence. And the reason being is because this is their peers. These are who they interact with. These are who they want the acceptance from. These are who they want to be with. These are who they're building their own identity off of. And as a mother, especially when you're the opposite sex of your child, you're not going to get through to that child as much as their male peers are. You're not. You can be foolish and arrogant enough to think that you are, but you're not. And it's been proven over and over and over. So I say Black women shouldn't even give birth to any male children, given that their father, they're going to abandon them until the culture shifts. And you can shift the culture by thinning the male herd. You don't need a bunch of useless males running around. And that should be simple, but I know it's nothing. And it's not just Black women. It's something that many women globally have never thought about. Like you look at, because Queen, we were just talking about that situation in Dubai, right? The situation in Dubai where that Black woman, she got she's out now, probably because of the media, but she had got put in jail for a year for touching a male.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We know all of these Abrahamic religions, no matter where you step foot on this planet, it is going to be somewhere that dehumanizes and oppresses women. And women have been tolerating this oppression, this disrespect from the males they give birth to forever. And I don't think it's ever crossed women's mind, we don't even have to birth these males. They're oppressing us. They're telling us we're inferior. They're subscribing to a religion where they recognize whatever the creator is, be it female or male, has bestowed on women the power to determine whether males exist. Now, males don't have to like it. Black male worshipers don't have to like it. But if I go into a maternity ward, I ain't gonna see a bunch of men beating off and shooting babies out the tip of their dick. I'm not gonna see that. I'm gonna see women. Everybody is going to see women with their legs in stirrups pushing children from their wombs. That's what you're going to find. You do not have to do that with the male child. You don't. You're choosing to.
You know what though, San? I think that is what is triggering a lot of people in the community, because women have been told that they're put here to have babies and serve men and cook and clean and be a wife and all this, servitude. When you give the power back to them, give them the accountability of, hey, this is my womb. I get to decide who lives and who doesn't. Girl, that's a pill that a lot of them are not willing to swallow. That's the reality a lot of them don't want to accept. Because if we are going to put any type of responsibility on the women, it's our responsibility to control who get here. And if they're disrespecting us and oppressing us, listen, now that part is our bad.
Yep, it is. It is. And it's absolutely our bad. You're not obligated to birth something that's oppressing you. You're not. And trust and believe, males already know what it is, and they wish they had the power that you have. You don't think these males wish? Let me explain something to you. Even the power they have to control the weather is nothing in comparison to you being able to control whether they exist. Nothing. They would, if they could swap with you today, they would do it in a minute. They would give every single thing they could to be able to give life. They wish that they could. They wish they could. You have a power. You have the ultimate power. The ultimate power lies in your ability to control who exists and who does not. Now, this is an indisputable fact that your male counterparts, they wish they could have it. Why do you really think they put restrictions on what you do with your womb? Because if they can't give birth, then they have to control the ones who can. That's how they try to get their power, by controlling you, because you have the ultimate power. And you can just choose to use your power to say, I don't want to deal with no males, so I ain't gonna deal with them. So you won't be passing through my womb. And really, that's what women should do. That's a boss move that you should have already made, and you haven't. And it ain't too late to make it either. You can, like, better late than never, but you ain't got to give birth to one male if you don't want to. And who gonna make you? Yeah, right, they try to put you. And the thing is, they can try to put you in a what's that show called? Handmaid's Tale. You better go revisit that show. You better go revisit that show and see how many of those babies were surviving. The majority of them were not. So you can't even force women. In reality, you cannot force anybody, any woman, to give birth. You can't. You can try, but they can't force you to give birth. Because if they put you in too stressful conditions, guess what's gonna happen? Mm-hmm. You still ain't gonna give birth.
And see, and you know what? That's the thing. Like, women, instead of doing all this complaining, they need to start acting. I mean, you got all the power in the world, sis. I don't understand what everybody calling and complaining about. Oh, we don't need them nowhere. Okay, so then what we doing then? What we gonna do about it? If we don't need them, then why are you birthing them? Right, that part. Why? So you can look at them, get on YouTube and tell you how women of no color are better? Why? So you can chase them around and beg them to marry you while they talk about how they don't want to? Why? So you can open a religious book that's going to say that men have dominion over women and they're the head and you the tail? Or if you in the Nation of Islam, then they'll tell you that as a woman, you half of a man, even though it takes a whole you to give birth to a whole him. That part. And that's the pill that a lot of these women are having difficulty swallowing. And I see this thing trickling down through all the communities. But if we want change, it's up to us. The women are going to have to come together and they're going to have to make an executive decision. Okay, because God is out there in the atmosphere, whoever God is, but on earth, we the gods, and we got to take that power and we have to use it, and we have to use it righteously. And we have been very reckless with our wounds, and it's obvious. You can see it everywhere. We have. Let me get Benia, I think it is Benia, and you can let me know if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but go ahead and take yourself off of mute.
Hi, Sin.
Hi.
I'm so nervous.
Don't be nervous. We're just having a conversation.
Yes, and you can call me Beanie. It's just a username.
I'll call you Beanie.
Okay.
So which question do you want to answer? Do you want to answer the need, both of them, or what's appealing about them?
Just the second one, about what's appealing about them. I really don't think there is anything we need them for, to be honest. But I was going to say maybe culturally, if you want to carry on kind of your cultural norms, language. I don't know, I'm from Nigeria, so I feel like the only appeal I struggle in my mind to want a Nigerian Black man or any Black man would be because I want to carry on that aspect of language. I want my kids, you know what I mean, to grow up understanding that aspect of themselves. And because I grew up outside of Nigeria, I almost see the pathway, which is that my kids are actually going to lose that aspect of themselves, the identity, their Nigerian identity. So, because we've already migrated so much into like Canadian culture, there's language, food, norms have been so lost. So I feel like that's really the only appeal I could see in marrying a Black man. But ultimately, you could even do that yourself as a Black woman, and there's no, I guess it's not worth the cost that comes with everything else that they bring into your life. So that's all I wanted to say.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye.
And because maybe me asking her where they at and how many it is, maybe that is more. Oh no, you need to mute. You got to mute. Like you can't come in here and not be muting, okay? Okay. Yeah, can you mute? Goddess Mod, please mute. Is Malika's turn. Malika, are you there?
Hi, how are you doing today?
Or is it Malika?
Malika.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
So what would you like to respond to?
Okay, so I think I want to answer what's the point of having like a Black male in the household? So
that's not one of the questions.
I'm sorry. I thought.
Yeah.
Okay. What do we need Black men for?
So the questions are, what do Black women need Black men for, and what is appealing about Black men? Meaning, what's good, what's attractive about them?
Okay. The reason why I kind of like, I agree with you that, women don't need any men, but I was kind of like trying to be the devil's advocate. And I kind of figured out that like Black families in retirement have less money than other families. Like Black families have $16,000 in retirement savings compared to like $23,000 in white families.
You know why? Do you know why?
Because Black people don't plan ahead.
That can be part of it, but according to reports, it's because the men are broke. That's why.
Yeah. And then I found, and then I was kind of thinking about it. Like, I think that one of the biggest problems is that the education in Black men.
Okay, the time is up.
Okay, good. Thank you. Sorry.
So yeah, that was the time up. But I'm still not understanding what it is you think we need from them, because we don't. I guess that part wasn't very clear as to what we need from them. But I believe Louis B would be up next.
Hello.
Hi.
I don't, obviously the answer, it's very hard to answer this question, but I would say if there.
Hold on, you're very, very low. Is there any way you can
Hello?
turn your volume up? It's very low.
Hello.
Yes, that is much better. Go ahead.
It's very hard to answer this question because obviously the answer is no, but if I had to look deep down to find something, I would say that the main one that I've noticed recently is sort of representation. I've noticed that since obviously we have a lot of access to the internet and we're seeing a lot of the violence that they cause on a regular basis, or the attacks or the murders, if you look on the comment sections on all of these videos, you'll notice that many people have a hard time creating a distinction between Black women and Black men. Whenever there's something that comes up with a Black man, it's always Black people, and we're often grouped with whatever bad and negative stuff that they do. So I think that's really something that is the worst for us, because we don't want to be seen as negatively as they are, but it's hard for us to disconnect from their image because we have the same skin color as them. So that's why we need them. We need Black men to act better so that we can be treated better in society. I don't know. That's the only reason I could really think of. I'm trying to look deep down to find something, but I would say that's a main thing that affects us so much, is how negatively we are viewed because of a lot of the bad stuff, their lack of progression in society and all the negative stuff that they've done.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
Society doesn't see Black men and Black women lumped as one. If you look at it, they actually treat Black women and Black men as two separate groups of people. The problem that Black women have is that Black women continues to defend and advocate for the degeneracy of Black men. That's part of the issue. Because if I just go somewhere by myself as a Black woman I don't really have issues. And if you go to a lot of places, they'll say they don't like Black men. They won't say they don't like Black women. They'll say they don't like Black men. So Black men, everyone is already aware that Black men are causing the crime. Black men are abandoning their children. Black men are putting their hands in, like, everybody is already very clear as to who's doing things between Black men and Black women. So to a degree, we're already treated like two separate groups. Like when it comes to voting and politics, they'll look at Black women as a group of voters and Black men, and they'll market to them differently too. Nobody basically pays attention to Black men voting wise because they're irrelevant. Everybody tries to get the Black female vote. So they already see you as two different groups.
And can I say something real quick, Sin? So, ma'am, I'm out in South America, and I am a very dark Black woman. And when I have conversations with the people out here in South America, it is very clear that they do not lump us as one group. There's a clear separation between us and them. They literally say what everybody says about Black men, and they talk very highly of Black women out here in South America.
Mm-hmm. I actually think if Black women stopped publicly defending Black men, tying themselves to Black men, I actually think Black women wouldn't have as many issues after they do if they would actually separate themselves from Black men.
And actually, I agree with that point very well. I think to some extent, yes, we are separated as women because naturally we have the stereotypes of women being submissive and stuff like that, being seen as less being seen as less violent. So naturally people don't see us as much as a threat as they do because they are men. But to some extent we are grouped in, because I'm from the UK, and whenever something happens that a Black man does, for example, he commits a crime, now they're saying, oh, look, all Black people like that, they're all like that. To some extent they do view us, put us in that group with them. And can I just say that I used to be very pro-Black, and whenever there was protests and stuff, I would be there. I would always be the first one to advocate for it. Now that I'm 22 years old, I've sort of gotten myself out of that mindset because I've been watching a lot of your programs. I've been watching like Real Talk with Yanni and stuff like that. And now that whenever I talk to people, because I'm always interacting with a lot of people, especially Asian people from the Indian background, a lot of them do talk about how they notice that a lot of Black people commit crimes, and I have to tell them, like, no, I know it's kind of bad. Like, I'm like to them, no, it's mostly Black men. It's not us. They're the ones who commit a lot of these crimes, and we're just trying to stay back.
Louis, one of the things that you said in there, you said you were one of the biggest protesters, right? And pro-Black, yeah. So of course, it's going to go to look at Black people doing this. If Black men are committing the crimes, they're in the news, and Black women are in the news protesting.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's something that I noticed. Yes, and that's why I've stopped doing that. I don't even protest. And I've actually had very weird stages where I've gone into conservatism. I'm not exactly into that anymore because I've noticed things, and I've had to go from like, oh, well, look, if we defend this, for example, with the George Floyd incident, completely ignoring his past of being a criminal and robbery and just defending him because he was killed, even if it was unjust, then obviously that's also us saying, oh, then forget all the bad stuff he's done. It's all, we're defending that bad behavior in a way. And recently there was a big incident in the UK where a 15-year-old Black girl was stabbed by a boy because she rejected him. And that's something that's actually been talked about a lot. And I think like a lot of these instances, now they've been more publicized by the internet and stuff, are allowing a lot more Black women to sort of wake up and see what's happening around, which is really good, which is something that, and I think platforms like yours. So I always tell every Black woman I know, and even young Black girls, and I'm like, okay, watch Cynthia G or watch Real Talk with Yanni or stuff like that. I just feel like this is so important. I feel like other Black women as well need to take effort and make sure they are talking to other Black women around them about these platforms and these conversations. But yeah, thank you for having me on.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it. We're going to Yada. And then we got Goddess Mods. Yada? Yada going once? Yada going twice?
Hi, I'm sorry. Hi. How you doing? And sorry about that. And I'll just piggyback on kind of what she said. Throughout my life, honestly, I've seen so much as a Black woman, and the only thing that I'll probably say that we would need from them, but we don't get it, is definitely going to be the fact that I feel like as Black women, we need Black men to support us, but being that they don't, it does lead to a lot of the violence that we see in the world. Outside of the Black community, I feel like a lot of the reasons why Black women can be affected in this world outside of the Black community is because the world knows that as women, we're not protected. So it would be great to have the support and protection of our man, but because we don't, that violence outside of our community, stems to be an issue. So that would probably be the main thing that I would say that I would love if we had that from them, but we don't. And
we've never had it. We haven't. We haven't. If I could just touch on my life really fast, and I'll be as fast as possible. I've been trying to talk to you for so long. My K-pad has probably been burnt since I was a little girl. I'm literally the result of my dad raping my mom. Oh, wow. And then from there, I can't count, every woman in my family has just been utterly dogged by men. And all they wanted to do, Cynthia, was just be loved. That is their fault as women. They want to be loved so bad that they accept anything. The bar is in Hades for us as women, and we really got to elevate it. And until then, this will continue to be an issue. You have to burn the cape. You have to fight for yourself. At this point, even as a woman who my husband is white, I only support Black women. Those are the only people who will get my blind support. And sometimes Black women, once I get to know them, sometimes they will lose it because at our point also as a people, we are our worst enemy. And as women, if we don't realize that a lot of the reasons why our men disrespect us is because we allow it, nothing's going to change. Nothing's going to ever change. We're going to continue to be disrespected, continue to be looked over, and continue to be disregarded. And I think a lot of the reasons why I do have this perspective is because, just to give you a quick tidbit, I'm a dark-skinned Black woman with a body. So my entire life I've been sexualized. Either you want me or you don't. And then when I'm with my man, everybody wants me all of a sudden. But when I'm by myself, I'm somehow not wanted. But because I have that perspective, I do look at the world in a different sense. And it definitely gave me a different perspective. But Black men, until Black women realize, I'm sorry, they don't want us. The vast majority of Black men want white women. They want white women or light women. They don't want you. When they're closing their eyes and they're thinking about their dream women, it is not you they picture. Yeah. You might be picturing them, but they are not picturing you. And until that changes, you women have to wake up. Women just have to wake up. As women, you have to, because it's a detriment at this point. You are ruining your own life. You're the one who's stuck with the baby. And I'm done, but I really appreciate you. I love your work, and continue doing what you're doing. Thank you so much. The reason why I'm making note of the timer and really being on it is because I have a premiere in 40 minutes. So I'm trying to get through all of these before I get off of here to go do the premiere. But thank you so much. I do agree with you. I think one of Black women's biggest issues, and I don't want to say it's an issue because it's normal, is that they do want to be loved. I really think at the core of everything that Black women are doing, even worshiping these bandits, is because they want to be loved by them. I really do. I do agree with that. And I think that Black women need to open themselves up to accepting love from someone other than Black men, because they're not offering you love. They're just not. There's no love offer on the table from Black men to Black women. There just isn't. So if you are going to be a Black woman and you will only accept love from Black men, that is your downfall. That's where you're going wrong. Open it up to where anybody can love you. And I'm not even saying go chase after. I'm just saying be open. If one comes up and talk to you, you're gonna at least be open enough to get to know them. If you think if the energy is right. But that's all I'm saying. Goddess Maud, it's your turn.
Yes, hi, Sin. Okay, I'm gonna answer the second one, and then I had a comment. What makes them appealing? And I had to really think, like the other caller, think. I think their sheer audacity. I don't think I've seen any such audacity from any group of men in the world. Like, they take everything from women or black women, but still they're always pointing fingers. Like, you can, like, literally, you have a single mom who can like raise them, give them everything that she has. Then once they grow up, they have the audacity to shit on single women or to shit on women like them. They are just so ungrateful,
They're
arrogant, and
entitled.
shit.
Yeah,
Right, the
they're
audacity.
entitled.
And then I think it was New Word Terror that was saying, yes, and you're right. If they had the power that women have as far as birthing, they will use it. Look at India. It's just maybe they're stopping now. Those men were KILLING girl babies. Like, literally, if the women had a girl baby, they were off the baby. And because women have been oppressed for so long in this patriarch system, this is why we have been forced to have so many demons just running around the world, like being forced and brainwashed, thinking we have to have a baby. You're a woman, you have to have a baby. And women, we just recently got our rights to even vote. I mean, to even have property here in the US. So, we have to give ourselves some grace. That's why I love channels just like yours, Tanya TKO, Yanni, and many other channels that are literally speaking truth and waking women up. Now, another comment, yeah, white women have been known about, restricting birth. I think maybe for a few decades now, that's why they have one or two. If you notice, European countries don't have that much baby. But what makes Black women such as yourself so different? What makes us so different or powerful is for y'all to sit up here on YouTube and speak this shit that a lot of other women probably knew before, but they kept quiet in many different ways. I didn't understand why they used to fight so hard to say it's your right for abortion to do what you want. Those women knew. They knew. But I wish they would have came and made a plain, simple, no apologies like you're making it and many other Black women YouTubers, like telling the truth. And this is not just a Black problem. Women
No,
all
it's
around
not.
the world.
It's a woman problem. All women need to. All women need
Chinese,
to.
Asian women are catching up. Korean birth rate is dropping. Women are really starting to, actually, it's education. The more education women have, the more they're able to control birth in their body. And this is why they're so mad with educated women. And if you notice where they're going wild is countries where the women are less developed, the women have less education, heavily under religion. And look how those women are treated in those countries, with babies starving, women just off. So yes, I just want to thank you so much. But yeah, one thing that's appealing and almost like incredible is their audacity. You'll see a homeless Black man still talking shit. Like,
Yeah,
dude, it's like,
are you a literal bum out on the street and you still running your mouth? Like, only in the Black community.
They are failed in prison, can't eat, but you still have the nerve to talk about a woman's hair. It's like, do you see your condition? And another caller from the UK, I agree with her. Another thing is when Black men do some degenerate crap, which they do all the time, they say Black people, the white people don't like Black people. Now what I say, no, it's Black men.
Goddess, we gotta wrap it up. I'm sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but we gotta wrap it up.
We need to start saying Black men. That's y'all shit. Don't drag us in it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Because I want to ask a good question, because I know Black women know that the answer to this, because Black women have a very difficult time swallowing the pill that is use your womb to thin the herd. If Black men had the power to give birth or not give birth, because you have power to do either. It's power in not giving birth, it's power in giving birth. Do you think they would even for 1 second be conflicted on whether they should birth Black women? Put a 1 in the chat box if you think they would be conflicted. Put a 2 in the chat box if you think they would stop birthing and nobody would even have to tell them.
Can I say something?
Absolutely.
Yeah, girl, it's 2 things that they would do. Number one is they're dumb, so they'll just have babies and abandon them like they're doing. or two, they'll off the baby. I mean, they're often grown people, so it's nothing for them to do.
Listen. If black men had the power over black women's existence, you wouldn't exist. Only and the only ones who would be white and white passing. Those are the only people. Like, you wouldn't have to listen. If black men could give birth, you would really see what eugenics look like. You would really see what eugenics look like if black men could give
Indians
birth.
are dark. I consider them black. You know, like they're the ones over there offing girl baby. And
yeah, no,
I
they
wish I
would.
could send you the documentary. I'll send it to your email. Literally,
I'll tell you what. If black men could give birth, their black women wouldn't be what my brain is wanting to shut it.
I'm sorry, Cindy. I know you gotta go deep.
Hold on. Black women wouldn't outnumber black men by 2 million if black men could give birth.
They're crazy.
They wouldn't even have to come together and have a meeting by osmosis. They would stop birthing black women. They would stop birthing by osmosis.
Their reason for offering the girl babies was, because when she gets married, she's gonna cost me money. That's it. So, and here we are literally having men terrorize women. We have a greater reason not to birth them, and their silly reason for offering babies is because of a little bit of money, just money wise. They're sick.
Right. It is, because they said it before. They've actually proposed to black women that black women stop giving birth for 7 years. They suggested that as a way to reset the black community. They've said black women should stop giving birth for 7 years. I'll do you one better. As a way to reset the community, thin the black male herd.
Yes.
They the ones stagnating it. Thin the black male herd.
10 years is what's needed to reset a generation. 10 years is a generation, so it has to be done for 10 years.
Yep. And that's what we need to do. Over a process of 10 years, to thin the black male herd, really significantly lower it. Significantly lower it. Like, you really need, even if that, there should only be 10% of the black male population. You don't even need 10%, really. But you will be completely fine if we reduce the black male population by 90%. We would be fine.
Yes,
And I believe they would have no problem. And I was gonna say, I'm about to ask Queen to pull cards on it. You don't even need no tarot card to confirm if black men had control over whether black women were birthed into existence, there would be a very small population of black women. Period.
Yeah, we don't need no cards for that, girl. That's obvious. They don't even like black
They toe tagging you now. Like, they trying to get rid of you via toe tagging and create biracial children. It would be a no-brainer for black men. They would do it within a second. They'd just stop doing it.
Yeah. Women got to stop having kids anyhow. It's not your duty. And you said it before. If you love the black skin, then have a man, then have a baby with a man who also wants the same thing that you want. He has to.
It's iPhone Diane's time to speak. Sorry.
Okay. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you. Yeah, but they black men would have no problem not birthing you. They would have no problem doing it. You're conflicted right now as a black woman. Your male counterparts wouldn't be. And you can base it on what they're saying. The fact that they're telling you to abort the kids, and if you would abort them, then you wouldn't be a single mother. They telling you they don't want these kids. They already having a bunch of biracial kids. They toe tagging you every 5 hours. It would be a no-brainer for them. And nobody would have to tell them.
No, when nobody have to instruct them, they will find the nearest abortion clinic and get to work. They wouldn't even, half of us wouldn't even know they was pregnant.
You would never know. You would never know they were. They'd get rid of you in a hot minute. Black women are conflicted. They would not be.
No, they would not.
iPhone Diane, what do you have? You want to, which one do you want to, what do you have for us, iPhone Diane?
Yeah, just a moment.
You only got 2 minutes. Like, what type of moment do you need? We gonna come back.
Okay. Are you talking to me?
Yes. You only have 2 minutes. Your clock started.
What was the question again? I mean, I thought you had one, but now you have two.
Come on, iPhone Diane. Really? This whole time we've been doing two questions. What do Black women need from them? What is appealing about them?
Okay, what I need from a Black man, is that what you're at? What I need from a Black man.
What do Black women need Black men for?
Protection.
No, we don't, because they never provided it and we're still alive. Move on. What's the next one?
My father always protected me.
Okay, iPhone, did you not hear when
Lord.
I said we're not talking about our fathers, our brothers, our family members, our friends, or ourselves? Did you miss?
Well, what else can I relate to but my family?
Okay,
Well, why did you call?
All right, well, have a good afternoon, iPhone Diane.
You're full of shit.
Okay, thank you. I'm sure I am gonna be after I eat, and I'm gonna go sit on the toilet, and I'm gonna watch the show, and I'm gonna get a good release. Okay, I'm gonna let it all go. Let it go,
girl.
Rosie's iPhone. I'm gonna let go and let God. I promise you that. Rosie's iPhone. And then I'll make me some fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, and green beans with bacon and potatoes.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes. What do you got?
Hi. So I'm calling from the UK, and I just wanted to say that I think both questions are actually kind of pointless, because when one of the women spoke, you always have something to rebuke against what they're saying. And I think the problem that you are being rational, and if Black women by and large were rational, we wouldn't be in this situation. We wouldn't be having this conversation, and you wouldn't need a YouTube channel to tell us what we should be able to see with our own eyes. Obviously, when you open the TV, it's like that other woman said, I'm in the UK currently, and a 15-year-old girl was murdered because she was trying to protect her friend. She got stabbed in the neck. And it's always like that every single time you open the TV, it's the same thing over and over again. You wouldn't need to tell Black women that. They should be able to see that with their own eyes. I think the problem is, I'm originally African, is we are raised and conditioned and indoctrinated actually to behave a certain way. And then you have the men in your own community telling you that you are masculine, undesirable, and loud. And I think the first people that will break a young Black girl's heart, it will be either a Black boy or their own mother.
Mm-hmm.
So you are raised in this kind of environment, and you see them saying all of these kind of things, all of these things about you. And then at the same time, you are told that you need to protect Black men because for some reason, like everyone in the world is just against Black men and everyone is coming for Black men. And the only people who are capable of protecting Black men somehow is us. So you have those two things. So what does that do to a young Black girl's mind? First of all, anyone who doesn't look like you is the enemy because they're coming against people that look like you. So even if you see like a white man or an Asian man comes to you and tells you, oh, I like you, you're not gonna give them a chance because one, you see them as an enemy. And they're not supposed to like you because you are undesirable and you are masculine and all of that. And I think that's just the combination of those two things. Black women, unfortunately, I think is the lost cause because it's been so long. There's really nothing else we can do at this point. It's just whoever can save themselves. You can't save Black women as a whole. It's a lost cause.
So I actually agree with you, and you brought out a really good point that if Black women were logical thinkers, you wouldn't need to tell them any of this stuff. But when it comes to Black male worship, you're not going by logic, you're going by emotion. Like, that's the thing. They're not like the Black women aren't taught to think about Black men through logical lenses. They're just taught be a ride or die, worship Black men, be loyal to Black men, only date Black men, coddle Black boys, love Black men. That's all they're told. That's all they're told. They're not, none of those things are logic, because logically you wouldn't continue to give birth to that which you believe hates. Generation after generation, there's been some Black woman that talks about how Black men hate them. Generation after generation, okay? Generation after generation, they abandon their children. They engage in violence. we know what they're doing now, they didn't just start doing it, they've been doing it. So if Black women were applying logic, then they wouldn't birth them and you wouldn't have to tell them to birth them. That's why I'm saying that Black men wouldn't have this problem. They believe that they think logically. And to a degree, they do think more logically than Black women. They have determined that Black women are masculine, Black women are uncooperative. None of it has to be true. This is what they believe. It's true to them. Therefore, they produce biracial children. They made their preference another group of women, and they're talking about going to a different country even. So Black men, based on their belief system, they are operating logically. Black women are not. Black women will sit up and say, well, Black men hate us. Black men only like white women. They don't like us. Black femicide every 5.5 hours. But then Black women will be very conflicted. And they'll also do all of that and then promote how Black men are their preference. So there's nothing logical about the way Black women are moving, because logic will tell you that the group of men who don't want you, that you believe hate you, should not be your preference. That you would not be giving birth to that which generation after generation is showing disdain for you. So you're right. There's nothing logical about what Black women are doing. In fact, Black men are more logical based on their actions. They are. Based on what they're saying they believe and what they're doing in response to their belief system, they're more logical than Black women are. But that's because Black men are not emotionally attached to Black women. Black women are emotionally attached to Black men.
I agree.
Me too.
Yeah, but thank you so much for pointing that out, because I didn't think about that. This is wholly illogical. It's actually insane if you think about it. It's insane. Even if we go by this comment section, you can go by any comment section, and Black women very well know how Black men feel about them. That does not stop them from professing undying loyalty to them. They'll, in one breath, say he hate me, and the next say that I'm only gonna be with a Black man.
Yeah, I think that's because that's really how we are conditioned. We are told that that's the only option that we have. So even in the face of something totally different from what we've been brought up with, still just refuse to accept it.
Yeah, because they're emotionally tied to them. They are. They're very much emotionally. Black women act like they're emotionally bound to Black men who are not having that issue. Black men don't have any problem separating themselves from Black women. It's Black women who are having this issue. This is why we need to talk to Black women, because Black women think out of their emotion for Black men. Like, you will hear Black women even saying, well, I love Black men. They won't say Black men love us. Most of them won't. They will say, I love Black men. They know it's one-sided. They know that these men are not reciprocating it. They know, but they're so emotionally bound to them. They're so brainwashed and confused that they think that this is what being a Black woman means. Being a Black woman means being in this one-sided abusive relationship. That's what they believe is their duty.
Yeah.
It's too much.
I was asked, I'm only 22 years old, so there's really no reason I should be asked this question. But I was asked, when do you think you're going to have children and all of those stuff? I'm currently in university in my final year. There's no reason for me to be thinking of having children. And I said that, and my family basically did an intervention kind of thing, telling me that not wanting to have children, not wanting to be married is like what mentally ill white people do. So you can see that this is so deeply ingrained within the Black community, no matter in what part of the world you are, whether you're African American, African, or whatever. It's just really sad, to be honest.
Yeah, it is. Yep. Mario, it's your turn next. It's funny because Grisso said, I'ma stick beside them. There was a woman on one of those posts that I went on to. There was a Black woman who mentioned the fact that Black men don't love Black women or always abusing them. She literally laid out everything that they're doing. This Black woman came on there and literally said, that's not all of them, so I'ma stick by them. That's what she said. That ain't all of them, so I'ma stick by them.
Wow. That's the delusion. That's the delusional community we in. Black women, I'm gonna be honest. I just had an epiphany. I think because they believe that Jesus died on the cross for their sins, I think that got something to do with this worship. I really do.
Yeah. The male worship for sure. Absolutely. But it's like black women know exactly what it is. They're just okay with it. They know exactly what it is. They're just okay. They're okay with it. They're comfortable in it. Even though they don't like it, even though it actually is uncomfortable, they're still comfortable in it. Mario, what do you got for us?
Thank you, Cynthia, for taking my call. I'll make it really quick. I'm going to go ahead and tackle the question of what do we need black men for?
Yes.
The answer.
What do black women need black
Oh,
women?
yeah, you really don't. Let's just keep that honest 100%. But there is a difference between a black man and a black male. And I like how you were saying black males before. I see you rolling.
What are the black men doing?
Let me get to the point. If a black female decides that she wants to be with a black male or black man, then she should be prepared for all the things that are going to come with it. The things that are going to come with it are going to be stress, a lot of chaos in the house, possibly poverty. Get ready to be a single mother. Your credit score is about to drop, and you're going to raise a whole nother child, which is your boyfriend or your husband. So to be honest, black women really do not need black men, for the fact that if we're looking at statistics, black women are out earning black males like 50% more. There are more black females with higher education as far as masters and PhDs compared to black males. You're lucky to find a black male that has a bachelor's. So let's just really be honest. And I think it's the whole dogma of you've been conditioned that this is what it should be. Black love is this. Black love is a fallacy. And people need to stop looking at that and go, oh, this is the standard. No, that's not the standard, because 9 times out of 10, it's going to end in domestic violence. It's going to end in divorce. It's going to end with you being in debt. It's going to end with you having all these kids that you're solely going to be responsible for, because good luck taking him to court to get child support, because 9 times out of 10, he'll rather not work than to pay for the kids that he created. So if we're looking at it, we're in 2023. Stop thinking like you're in 1910. It's not something that is completely needed. And I believe, don't get pissed. Don't be pissed at me, Cynthia, but I'm going to say this. It seems that black women are moving from fear. They're afraid to step outside of the box and go into another avenue, because it's safer to stay with the devil that you know than to learn a new dance. And they are so entrenched in the woman box. It's ridiculous. Men have a set of rules that they have to follow. Okay, be a provider, be angry all the time, be a protector. On the other side of the coin, then you have the women that are supposed to be like sugar and spice. You're supposed to stay at home. You have to raise the kids. You got to clean the house, and that's your only duty. Now, when black mothers, gonna piss y'all off, when you step in and you coddle these men and try to make a male a man, it's never gonna fucking work. And that's kind of the downfall of the black female, because she's so protective of somebody or one little,
it's arrogant. It's arrogance. It's black women's arrogance. It is.
It is. It's like you feel like you're entitled to hold this position, and it's a double-edged sword. You want to have black kids, you want to have a black male, but then you have to deal with the disappointment. 9 times out of 10, they're gonna turn on you later on in life. Without a father present. And I'm not saying that it has to be a black male that has to raise these kids. It just has to be a person that can lead him to the right direction. For 2023, the state of black males is really shitty. I hate to say that, because they take no responsibility. They glorify the wrong things. And here's the big secret, ladies. They don't want you. They would rather find a woman of a different ethnicity and create biracial kids so they can hold them up and say, yeah, this is my son or daughter. But guess what? All you other ethnicities and women, you're going to meet the same thing that black women have. If you actually think he's going to stick around, he's going to get bored. He's going to move on.
Not Mario saying they go get the same black men.
They're
You
gonna
go
get
ahead
the
and
same
say
black
it.
man.
You
I
can
mean,
go ahead
let's
and
just
say
be
they
honest.
just go get the same black men because they
It's
are.
going to be the same one because he's going to get with a black woman. Then he's going to be like, oh, I don't want these black kids. Oh, the kid's too dark. Now he's going to move on to a white woman and she's going to be like, oh, yeah, see, I can do it better than what she did. You got the same black man, and now you're stuck with 3 biracial kids. What the fuck are you going to do? Then he decides, maybe I want to move on to another race. It's a perpetual cycle of fucking craziness. I apologize about the cursing, but I just want black women to realize that you're way more than what you're giving yourself credit for. Stop living through fear. If you see a white man, why are you fearful of that? If he shows that he wants to be with you, if he is proving that he can be the man that you need, why are you going to sit back and say, no, I believe in black love. I'm just going to stick with this black man over here. All right. I've already told you what you're going to get, which is stress, chaos, poverty, single motherhood, credit score drop, and raising another male child, which is going to be your husband. So why would you even do that to yourself? So the better question is, why do black women still continue to move through fear? That is the better question. Because if you stop having fear, then you'll progress to another level.
Mario, Queen wants to ask you a question.
Can I ask you something, Mario?
Yes,
ma'am. I wanted to ask you this. Like, do you really think that it's a mental thing with black women? Because you're saying it, right? You're saying this is what is going to be the outcome.
It's
hold on. Let me wait. Let me ask my question. So you're saying all the things that are going to be the outcome, but black women literally see this happening with their mothers, with their grandmothers. They see this happening in their actual natural lives. A lot of them can tell you the horror stories of their mothers and their grandmas and how their granddads was terrible. What do you think is happening mentally with us black women? Since you're so articulate, I love the way you're speaking, but like, what do you think is happening with us mentally where we can't break the cycle?
You know what? It's easy to not see it when it's right in front of you. You can always see it with the other person. You can look and say, oh, this is happening. But when it's you, it's something different. And also, you got to remember this. Most black women want to throw on the cape with the S on it, and they want to save somebody. Now, they might have seen their mother get abused by a black male. They might have seen their grandmother get abused, their aunt. This could be a cycle of violence. But in the end, she's going to think, I'm going to break this cycle. You cannot break the chains when they're that strong. And what I'm saying is black women need to stop trying to save the world. Stop trying to save these men or boys from themselves, because the only reason black men or males are important to the United States of America is through the prison system. It's free labor. And where are most black males? Prison or jail. What are they there for? A lot of times it's going to be murder. It's going to be domestic violence. It's going to be drugs. Cynthia had a very good point when she's like, well, the white man is really controlling everything. That's true at this point in time because black men are too afraid to step up and do anything different about it. It's easier to lay back in the cut. It's easier to blame someone else for your own downfall, if that makes sense. But black women have to get out of that mentality that you're going to save these black men. You got to get out of that mentality of, well, just because it happened to my mom, it's not going to happen to me. What happens psychologically is when a child goes through domestic violence and sees all these things, it's going to become a part of you. Honestly, it will. Unintentionally, you're going to step into the same trap. Because what is the old saying? Most little girls will marry men like they're what? Like their fathers. So you might have detested your dad, but subconsciously, you're going to end up with your dad. And you're going to go through that same cycle that your mother, the grandmother, and aunts, and everybody else went through. Now, I'm not saying that there are not good black men out there, because there are. They're few and far between. But the lion's share of them are really not worth your time.
No, they're not.
They're looking for another mother, and they're looking for another person to support them. As soon as your money runs out and as soon as you're not useful to them, they will drop you without thinking about it.
They sure will.
I'm sorry. That's just how I view. I have sisters. I tell them the same thing. I don't understand why you're being so fearful. Both of them had the same black man. Not saying they dated the same man, but they ended up with the same black man.
Mario, we all getting the same black man.
You're getting the same one. The eldest sister got the same man that said, "Why don't you work, baby?" He sat at home and smoked weed all the time. For real, that's what you want. Okay, my younger sister decided, oh, I'm not going to go through what my sister went through. Okay, you ended up with 3 kids and your man still didn't want to work and he cheated on you and he has a whole nother family other than you. So now you're stuck with 3 kids and a divorce rate. If you guys want to keep the statistics going of a high divorce rate, high domestic violence and poverty, by all means, have at that shit if you want it. But what I'm saying is you need to step out of that box of fear. There is nothing wrong with a black woman dating a Caucasian man, a Hispanic man, an Asian man. You're just looking at the optics and thinking, no, my family's not going to agree. Is your family going to be in your bedroom having sex with this person? Is your family paying your bills? Is your family doing all these things? Nope, they're not. Get over the fear. Move the hell on. But I get it. I get it. Fear is something that keeps us stuck in a place.
They do need to move on. But I think one part of the fear is that Black women have and still are being brainwashed to believe that Black men are the only ones who want them.
Exactly. And how many times are you going to believe that when they tell you that they don't want you? Right. It's like running into a brick wall. It's obvious. I don't get into women's business like that. Look, but a Black male will be like, oh, that's not her hair. Oh, that's da-da-da. They want to like denigrate and tear you down. Once they start complaining about your hair, your makeup, your clothing, what your body looks like, ladies, red flag, move around, move around. He's not going to respect you. He is not going to want you. You are only as good to him as much as you can provide to him. Yeah. That's it. No secret, no big secret. And it's the easiest thing, but it's the hardest thing. And I don't understand why you want to stay shackled into a dogma that's actually destroying you and creating another generation of nothing ass people. So if you can explain that to me.
Mario, you could have went ahead and said nothing ass bitches.
Okay, well, I didn't want to be like that, but
you could definitely be like that.
If you guys can explain to me why you keep going around in a cycle, then maybe I'll think differently. But the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result when you're getting the same damn result. What? So it is just what it is. I mean, if y'all think I'm a lie, just please tell me. Cynthia say, Mario, you're full of shit. This is not. I would really like to know because I am so sick of seeing Black women downtrodden and carrying the weight of the world on their shoulders. When will Black males step up? They're going to step up when you say, I'm not going to tolerate that anymore. Yep. That's the only time they're going to step up. But otherwise, they won't.
Yeah, it's like being in an abusive relationship. And if you stay in it, you're going to continue to get abused. When you leave, then the person gets your wake up call. And
but
then
guess what?
Realize, oh, yeah, she wasn't going to stay here. I need to let Jeremy's iPhone, I need to let them talk because then I got to jump off of here. My premiere is about
Thank you so much for even letting me in. You have a great day, okay?
Definitely. Thank you, Mario. It was definitely a pleasure and we appreciate your input for sure.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Jeremy's phone, what you got for us?
All right. So this is one thing that I don't like about our image as Black men, because I'm a Black man, is most of I'm answering the second question, by the way, is our appeal. The reason that we're in such a bad spot is because most of our appeal comes from being in entertainment. Mm-hmm. That's what most of our appeal comes from is you can talk a good game, you can run your mouth, you can go out here and you can dance, you can rap, you can do whatever, and sex appeal. oh, he's so sexy. That's
Yeah, I was
all
about
we
to
ever
say,
hear.
I would say black men's, the way they look is most of their appeal, because that's what, even if you look at the preferences, what they talk about when they say, oh, his athleticism, his dark skin, they're talking about how he looks. So most of the people, the appeal of black men is how they look.
Right.
And once that nasty attitude hit, then it's a different, that nasty attitude hit different though.
Right, because you never hear about them talking about being professional, being a provider, being a protector, being respectable, being anything besides just being sexy or
Nobody
being
even
chocolate and
says
all
they're
that.
nice. Nobody even talks about how nice black men are. Nobody does. I've never heard any group of women talk about how nice black men are.
And it's because of that expectation of just being the entertainment, being sexy, being that he doesn't have to show, we don't have to show anything besides that. So that's going to come along with a kind of a level of entitlement of, well, this is all you wanted me for, so don't expect me to do anything else. You can't expect me to do anything else because this is what you got me for.
Yep. Well, and the thing of it is even if other groups of women won't take them because they don't do enough, they know black women will. So as long as black women, as long as they have black women to fall back on, they're never going to change or even want to. It just is what it is, because they know if nobody takes, just like a throwback knows that if no man takes her, a black man will. Black men know that if nobody takes him, a black woman will. They know.
Right. Exactly. And that's one of the things I was thinking about earlier is we in the black community, we're kind of the trash and the dust collectors. We take anything that nobody else wants and thinks that we're supposed to clean it up and make it shiny and make it nice, but it hardly ever happens, because once you accept that person, there's no incentive for them to do any better. There's no incentive for them to change. They're still going to be as they are when you took them.
Yep.
What's going on with us as black males is we always know that we'll always have somebody to fall back on that'll take us in, they'll house us, they'll take care of us. So you don't have to do anything different. Women are supposed to inspire us to be better, but we don't see it that way because we're constantly being chased by women.
I think black women think them inspiring black men to do better is calling them kings when they don't have any kingdom. So that's to black women, speaking life in them and inspiring them to do better is calling them kings. That's how they do that.
No,
now,
that does not work.
material. Then there's a kingdom have not materialized, but they still, maybe black women ain't done speaking life into them yet, though. So maybe when they're done, there will be a kingdom somewhere.
That'll never work, because once you take him in, you start, especially when you start having sex with him, he's like, hey, I'm good enough as it is. I don't have to do anything different. So it's not going to inspire him. He can talk a good game. We can talk a good game and run and say as much as we want, but that's not going to change anything as long as we're still accepted as we are.
Yep. It is. And they should take it from a man telling them. You would think a man telling them that they need to do better and that we're not going to do better unless you make us, essentially. As long as you're willing to accept us in our nothing ass bitch status, that's where we'll stay. You would think they will take it from a man, but they're not. They're not. There's going to be a lot of black women who will completely disregard that and still think, because black women, and I don't want y'all to think that arrogance means self-esteem. Arrogance does not mean that you have self-value. It does not mean that you have self-love. It doesn't mean self-esteem. Arrogance is what it is. Actually, arrogance is a sign of low self-esteem, actually. But black women's arrogance is what tells them they can save black men. They're very, very arrogant when it comes to their savior complex. That's why they'll keep doing this perpetual cycle, generation after generation, is because they think they can save black men. And eventually black men are going to listen to them and do better. And that couldn't be further from the truth.
And don't get me wrong, that's one of the best qualities of black women is y'all are the most loyal, y'all the most hustle, y'all got the most hustle, y'all the most hard earned or hardworking, and you love the hardest. But if you get somebody that don't reciprocate that, it's just gonna be used. He's just gonna use it against you.
Yep. And that's what's happening. But I got to jump off of here. My other premiere started like 2 minutes ago. So I'm gonna jump off of here. We will do this again. I don't know if we're gonna do it tomorrow again, but we'll do it again. Queen, do you want to close us out? Because I don't really want to.
Sure. I just really hope that the people who were here and the people that will run across this live at some point, please, listen with your heart, listen with your ears, not with your mouth, and just take into consideration what you're hearing. I know this is a difficult message for a lot of people to swallow. It's not easy for us to take accountability for what we're doing, but take a look around, go research a little bit of data, and have an open mind. All right? Because we need some change.
Black women start using your powers for good, because you got a whole entire global group of people who would love to have your powers because they know what they would do with it. So you need to start using your powers for good. But thank you guys so much. Thank you, Queen, so much for staying up here. I love it when you can come on and do live streams, and you really should come on more. But I meant to call you out on that, but I just didn't, because I was like, no, because she will cuss me out if I try to call her out. So, but you should come on more. It's a pleasure.
Well, thank you for inviting me, babes. I can't take it all the time, child. I'm doing these readings and stuff, so
And that's a lot of energy too. But I'm gonna hit you up later.
Okay, babe.
Probably gonna hit you up when I'm cooking this food. I was serious about that fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, and green beans with bacon. I'm about to set my chicken in some salt water right now because y'all playing. So
right.
All right, I'll hit you up later. Thanks to everybody who super chatted and who I think somebody sent me a cash app. So thank you guys so much. I'll see y'all later. Enjoy the premiere. Bye.